going live. You're live. It says you're live.
Delivering great exclusive games for you that ship on platforms where Game Pass exists.
Next year.
No, well, hey, you just experienced a game that was on Game Pass, and you actually liked it. But I do got to say, shout out to everyone in the chat, man. I see Ashtray Gaming in the chat. I see Toolman. I see a lot of different people, including Calypso. We got Dark CMF, Dark Chocolate Motherfucker. That's what it stands for. As well as Johnny Joe. We got Nick, Ricky Fallon, and many others, guys. Thanks for joining us for RDX Podcast, Real Xbox Podcast. We have, believe it or not, some topics for you today. It's not entirely dead. We opened the casket, dragged the body back out, and we're kind of going through some more stuff here. There's all kinds. By the way, never mind. I actually got that, Zucker. I was going to bring something up. Again, guys, thanks for joining us. If you're here early, hit the like button. Tell a buddy that you were live. We could use your help, and of course, let us know your thoughts as we do introduce some guys here and give some shout outs and stuff. Thanks for joining us again. Hey, D-Batch, another weekend of the RDX, man.
Yeah, man, it's good to be back. I enjoyed my weekend, to be honest with you, man. It was good weather outside, and on my spare time this weekend, I was really playing a lot of the Hot Wheels DLC. Fantastic. It's so much fun. And today, I got a surprise gift that I forgot that I paid for. A Halo Master Chief Funko came, so yeah, it's a good day. Let's go.
You ordered yourself a Halo Master Chief. Does it have pants on at least?
I think they're removable.
Yeah, they're starting to make them removable because of the show. Hey, Fonzarelli, brother, another week, another RDX. Welcome back.
It's good to be here, man. Of course, Tuesday, it's a great day. RDX day, folks. It's good to see all the great people in the chat. I can't wait to talk about the topics that we've got ahead. And like you said, it's not that dead, man. It's pretty good.
Yeah. I might come to you for a quote or two if you want to kind of skim over those as well. Get you a little more in there. Tim Dog, brother, another week. You weren't here last week. We told them that you had a colonoscopy, but you went back for seconds. How you been?
Good. A lot of stuff going on, but happy to be here. We got a lot to talk about. Going to be a pretty good week. We have some good stuff to talk about, and let's get it on.
And Zauker 87, the Greek man with the toga. Welcome to the mountain.
It's very breezy with this toga. I like it. I feel nice. I feel better, We actually do, and I'm looking at the topics. I'm scrolling through them. We actually do have like some pretty badass topics and a couple breaking news topics that just dropped today. And by the way, is that in this footage you're putting up? I'm shocked, ain't I?
Yep.
Yeah, that's me. It's fucking A.
This is me. You. We're playing with and. He's shocked on PC, right? We're using the crossplay because he's working and he's on his PC. And then we've got Risk It, we've got Jedi Knight Peter, and of course, this is like me dying of COVID the whole time as well. But it's Call of Duty Vanguard Zombies, and you know what? It's just something I had laying around. I figured we'd throw it up there. Well, again, guys, thanks for joining us. Let me get some shout outs real quick. We do have a few of you who are in the patron tier here. We got Boba Fett Gamer, Reluctant Dodo, Nerdy Meathead, Dub Mobile, Ruben Almighty, Dave Incubus, Ricky Fallon, Faultlines, Not Silent, Bad Boy Live, Achievement, Nanopolymath, Zordon, Costanza, KY Bob, Goose 8402, Strike Khalifa, Assassin Lupa, Foreign Object, Gabquist, Teo, John Blue, as well as what just happened? Okay, as well as me finding my spot, Vec Boss, Real Deal Nail, Suicide King, Tasteless Genie, Michael Bowen, Gamer Cavilla, All Might, Dark CMF, Alfonso Hogan. Shout out to you guys for helping sponsor the show, power the show. Thank you very much. I kind of want to start with this topic. I'm going to do it because it's been the most controversial thing that has happened. And I've seen people reaching hard. I've seen people reaching really hard on this one. We're talking about Last of Us Remaster because obviously it's one of the biggest things that's happened. And listen, Tim, I've seen guys, I've seen guys fearmonger the
remaster and it's remake.
Let me finish, Fonzarelli. I have seen guys talk about the Forza Horizon Hot Wheels DLC and the fact that it costs $20. I've seen them use that or try to as a weapon, as an argument for why this isn't so bad. That blows my mind. I just instantly wanted to snap my own neck. It was bad, right? So we got Last of Us Part 1. They're doing the remake, right? It's been a big controversial thing. It's $70. They did take out the multiplayer and stuff like that, but I expected it to look pretty damn good. They did a lot of things to this game. Some guys are saying it won't look that great. I think it's going to look like Last of Us 2. But kind of the biggest thing over the past several days, Fonzarelli, the argument between is it worth $70? Is it not? Some guys are even willing to pay $150 for it. Again.
Wow.
It just
Yeah.
blows my mind. But the overhaul
Yeah.
is it does have facial animations. It's got environmental improvements. It's even got some enemy and AI improvements, 3D audio, and DualSense support as well. I mean, I don't think it's a bad upgrade. It's just the fact that it was $60 in 2013, and then on the PS4 it was $60 again. And they sell it to you again with no multiplayer at $70.
It's a great upgrade, bro. It's a really good remaster here. That's the way I see it. I don't care if people are gonna sit there and argue with me these semantics about it. Oh, it's a remake. It's not rebuilt from the ground up. It's using the original assets. Let me just go over a couple of things here. So there's no storyboard cost here, no level design cost here, no voice acting to be paid for, original assets being upgraded here. The multiplayer is missing, and you're telling me that's worth a brand new game? Come on!
I do want to say, and I want to let you get into it because I know you're passionate about this. I know you're passionate about this. I'll let you get more into this, but I do got to say, first and foremost, something's worth what someone thinks it's worth. It's worth whatever someone's willing to pay. But
Yes,
that doesn't mean that it's something that you should champion or stand up on a chair and say, "Yeah, this is great."
But here's the problem. There is a baseline for these games. There's a baseline for AAA games. All AAA games out there are usually $60 or now $70 when brand new, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's always been a baseline there. And why is that there a baseline there for AAA games? Because what constitutes a AAA game? How much they put into this game, how much it costs to be, how much the development costs were for these games. So if you're telling me that this game didn't cost nowhere near as much as it did when it originally came out on the PS3, you're telling me these upgrades are worth $70? No,
Yeah.
that doesn't make any sense. So that's my gripe with all this. It's like, yeah, I was willing to spend $50 on this, and I think that's even pushing it. But $50, I'm like, okay, for your next gen remaster, I get it. We can do that. But even $60, I wouldn't have spent $60 on this. And everybody knows I love The Last of Us. For those of you listening and thinking to yourself, you're just a hater, you hate Sony, The Last of Us is one of my favorite games of all freaking time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to buy this game again for $70. I'm going to wait for a steep sale. It's got to be at least 50 or under for me, and then I will jump on it.
Listen, I'm not sticking up for the game. I'm just saying that, again, if Xbox re-released Halo 1 without the multiplayer, or even if it had the multiplayer, let's say they redid Halo 1 again, right, for the second time, and they sold it to you for $70, Twitter would be on fire.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think there's a double standard. However, I do acknowledge that there are people that haven't experienced the game that don't care about any of that stuff. To each their own. I'm not gonna hammer people on how they spend their money, but I will say that it's, shout out to Obi, he said, milk and bread's high these days. That's not the point. I think it's more the principle of the matter. $70 for a game that was cheaper the last time you bought it. That's very, very. That's kind of weird.
Let me jump in this, because at this point I'm seeing Simone Biles out on Twitter with the mental gymnastics that these motherfuckers have.
Oh shit!
And it's just fucking weird. It is like, I don't know. Like, I get it. Like, I put on Twitter like, hey, Last of Us, I've played both of them. I've beaten both of them. You go look that shit up. I like those games a lot. Like, the second one was kind of shitty game wise, but gameplay wise, great. Whatever. For the first one, like $70 without like the multiplayer, and you look at the upgrade. Like, the upgrade's pretty decent. Like, it's cool, but again, like Fawn said, it's the same story, same set pieces, same everything you've known. You're not building this out again. You're not building new characters, right? Like, one of the biggest and hardest things to do is build a new IP. It's not a new IP. They're just bringing it more to PlayStation 5, but charging $70 to it just doesn't feel right. And I've said before, I'm going to wait for a steep sale on PC because I don't want to play this on PS5.
Yeah.
And that's it. And I'm going to wait for that. And this is where shit's going to get sour. The reason why Sony is doing this and why they say, in development for PC, is because every game tied to them, including, Forspoken, including the Final Fantasy games, are $70 on PC. And they're trying to set a precedent across all platforms. So when they start bringing their games over to PC, it's going to be $70, and they're going to get fucking annihilated because that's not what people are going to be paying for. I'm sorry. That's annoying.
I will say on PC though, I did see a few key sites selling Spider-Man cheaper than what Sony is selling it for. So I think it's possible because it's a PC game.
Spider-Man
after all.
$60 is $60 on Steam right now for pre-order.
Okay.
Yeah, but on the key sites, I've seen it for as low as $45. So I think there'll be ways to have these Sony games on PC for cheaper than $70 because it's just the freaking PC way. Nonetheless, them charging $70 for it in the first place is a ripoff. Now, I disagree with Fonz on the part where it's the same assets. I don't think it's the same assets because I've seen comparisons and it looks like The Last of Us 2. The explosions are different. Like
They
things look.
upgraded the graphics and stuff.
Yeah,
but
It'll look
yeah,
like Last of Us 2, yeah.
game is
Yeah,
still there.
it'll look
They
like The
built
Last of
upon
Us 2,
the same-
which
yeah,
is
but they built
a
upon
Hang
the
on,
same-
Fonz. I know you're passionate about this topic. Let D finish his point real quick.
which is a substantial upgrade. However, $70, no. I think, and I'm being generous here, I think the game max $50. I think the right price point for this game, seeing how it's a remake, we've played it once, twice. It's going to be the third freaking time we've played it. I think $39.99 max is what this really should be at. And I hope people vote with their wallets and they kind of stay away from this. It's just disappointing, man. It's just disappointing that Sony's going this route. But should we be surprised?
How come I find myself saying that if Xbox did this, I would be hammering them as well? I say that a
You
lot
would,
because
man.
Xbox typically doesn't do this type of shit normally, right? Like they
Yeah.
don't. I end up saying it a lot because it's always Sony doing this fuck shit. If Xbox again re-released Halo 1 remastered, even $70 with all the multiplayer, I would still be like, what the fuck are you doing? That's not
It's
ideal.
a new
for anybody.
low. It's even a new low for fucking Sony because God of War, one of the greatest games ever made, is $50. So is the complete edition with the expansion of Horizon Zero Dawn. These are all $50 games. Like you can get them on that's where they came out on PC is $50. And now you're bringing out this game for the third time. It's basically a fucking Skyrim edition at this point. And you're bringing out this game for a third time and charging $70 for it.
Mhm.
Because you basically don't want to back down from that price tag.
Yeah.
Like that's what it is.
Right.
This is all about money. This is all about management. This is all about them trying to not back away from that $70 price tag and make it something that's going to be the standard. And
I mean,
you know
they
what?
even released
A
God
lot
of
of people
War
will,
at 50, right? And Days Gone at 50.
they did, and they put those games in Horizon at $50.
And those games are a
And-
few years old. This one's a fucking decade old.
Yeah, that's the problem is that it's going to be that precedent. And God of War Ragnarok, I don't know, like as somebody that doesn't like the $70 price tag, like it sucks. I want to play God of War Ragnarok. Like it's going to follow us, but at some point, what are gamers going to do to combat that? What are they going to say?
You know what? We're already heading down the path of everything going $70 eventually. That for brand new titles. But here, the reason why I'm so passionate about this one is because it does set a precedence for these remakes for Sony or these remasters for Sony. Because who's to say if people buy this for $70, people buy it in masses, they're going to continue to rehash old games, bring them back, and charge you $70 for it. This is going to set the precedence for that. And that is why I don't tell people, don't go out there and buy it, people. I'm not pocket watching over you, but I am over myself. And I know that because you may go out and buy it and you may, say, hey, this is okay to me. That is going to make it to where I have to pay that price as well eventually.
Mm-hmm. And so, shout out to Shady in the chat. He says even if Xbox did this, they would put it in Game Pass day one, and that's why I have to remove those variables and say it's really about the principle that matter. Some people might, get a code for free. It doesn't change the fact that what they're doing is what they're doing. But you're right. I guess they definitely would. I would still give them shit for re-releasing Halo 1 at $70. So.
But that's my issue is when people tell me, why do I care? Why do I care what people spend their money on? Because it does affect me in the long run. It affects everybody. It affects all gamers. And that's why I say I do care. Like, I again, not telling you not to do it, but like I said on my show, we all do stupid things sometimes. And I think buying a remake for $70 is a stupid thing.
And the number one thing I will say, is that I got two things to say. Once people talk about this on Twitter, if anybody ever brings up Game Pass or anything Xbox when you're talking about $70 games on Sony, they instantly lost the argument because they look like a fucking fool if they think they're trying to hurt somebody saying, well, Game Pass has shit. It's like, no, you just look like an idiot that you want to pay this much money for something. Get over yourself. Understand that we're just trying to complain for all gamers. Just like when Xbox doubled the price of Xbox Live, all gamers yelled at them, including every single one of the people on this panel. Nobody damage controlled it, so stop damage controlling stupid shit.
And I got to say, there is a difference between a game that's been remastered once and a game that's been remastered twice, had content taken out, and had the price raised. And also, I got to give a shout out to everyone in the chat. Thanks for powering the show, guys. Showing up during the deadest time of the year. We do appreciate it. Hit the like button. Tell a buddy or two we're live. You know, tell them we all say hi. And also, Zachary, we got a few super chats. Cue those up. I gotta again just say, thanks for your feedback, chat.
I'm gonna make a point. I haven't said anything, so
Go ahead,
let me say something here. Now, first of all, when I first saw this, and I was the first to when I first saw this suggested, I said, this is an absolute nightmare if they try going about this. And obviously they did. They don't have the thing to me is that you have an original with a great multiplayer that they had, and a lot of people played the multiplayer. And for them to take that out, to rehash that now, and they're going to sell that at $70 in factions, and then they're going to have this at $70, where to me it's asking too much. It's just asking too much. And the bottom line is they should be called out on it. If it was Microsoft, they would be called out on it too. And I have to say, I do see a lot of Sony guys saying, I'm going to wait. It's a little bit too much. It's a bad precedent to start. And like Zorker said, it's more or less their guidelines for their games more than anything else. And that's why that they don't want to deviate. But the game should be, let's be honest, $60. $50 realistically. But if they wanted to be smarter to stop some of this backlash, they should have not went at the full $70 price tag.
Tim Dog, I just want to say first and foremost, this sex bot in the chat is very persistent. It keeps coming back. And secondly, good job on the mod. Shout out to Boss Man, Lead to Papa, all the moderators in the chat. And I do got to say hi to Mr. Bushido and others. Zachary, cue up these chats. We got to catch up. There's two of them here. Also, guys, let us know your thoughts on this Last of Us thing while we do these super chats. And I did put up a poll here. We got 93% of people so far saying they will not buy the Last of Us remaster. So that means we got about 77% Sony guys in the chat. Let us know, Sony guys, why. We'd like to know your thoughts. Seriously, boys in the chat, let us know.
There's one guy.
Let me get these two. Twisted Metal says, first time seeing you guys live in months. Thanks for coming, Twisted. We got JCT Bean for $70. What would I rather spend $70 on? And yes, I own a PS5, Series X, S, Switch, OLED, PC, and Steam Deck. Thanks, guys, for all you do. Hit that like button, people. And shout out to Hargeet for giving me these super chats on Discord. You're fucking awesome, buddy. Every week he's there.
Shout out to JCT Bean, man. And shout out to, Twisted Mental. Shout out to you, man. It's good to see you in the chat. Fonz, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to point out, Face23 BKNY in the chat says, to me, he's like, Xbox is your primary platform, so why do I care? Why do I care? I buy games on my PlayStation 5 as well. And the fact remains that, I care because we all get screwed in the end when a precedence is set like this, when we have to pay $70 for a remake or remaster for something that say, I want to play. I love The Last of Us. I want to play this remake, but I'm not spending $70 on it. And because people like you are willing to do so, we're going to have to eat that price tag in the future as well for other remakes and remasters. It's setting that.
I literally just gave an example of them setting this precedent across everything, including PC.
Very true.
That's why I care. So if one does it and everybody else starts following suit, this is what some people don't fucking understand. In tech, it's a copycat league. Everybody copies something. That's what they do. Like if you see somebody doing something successful, they're gonna start doing the same thing. Look at that's just what it is. So when they start seeing somebody doing $70 and have some remote success, people are gonna start doing that. And to be honest with you, this price change and the stuff that Sony has done, if you look at what some people have said in podcasts and people like Colin Moriarty and people around the industry, like Last of Us 2 only sold 10 million units. A lot of the sales numbers aren't what they used to be for Sony. So what is the changing factor? Is it the price change? Is it stuff that's going around in their systems or whatever it is? Either way, it's not as big as everybody thinks. It's not like these big sales like the PS4 was. This is different now. Everything's looking a little different for Sony, and this shit is bad press no matter what and how you spin it and gymnastics you do on Twitter. No matter what, we are not going to back down from this like, oh yeah, $70 should be normal shit. Sorry. It's just not happening.
Which it will be, but this is particularly bad, right? And that's kind of hard to deny. Again, trying to use Hot Wheels as a weapon, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
You got,
What?
you know,
How?
they're saying that they're charging $20 for Hot Wheels and they should be giving away for free in Game Pass. It's like, I agree. Maybe they should have a tier, or maybe eventually bundle all the DLC into Ultimate or something. Make it cohesive, like maybe what was it, EA or Ubisoft have done one of those that have done it. That'd be cool. That'd be pro-consumer. But I'm not going to take something that was promised as DLC, part of an Ultimate Edition upgrade, and then say that that's the same problem because it's not free.
Yeah,
Ubisoft does it. Ubisoft brings all DLC to Ubisoft Plus. Everything they make is on there, no matter what. And I think that's fucking awesome. And I've always been an advocate that if you're in a $10 tier, right, like just Game Pass on console or PC, $10, yeah, you don't get the DLC. But if you're in the Ultimate Edition, you should get all DLC. Everything Xbox makes should be in Game Pass. Make it basically cohesive, like Dealer said.
Well,
I'm
that would be
an
nice,
advocate.
right? That'd be pro-consumer. They don't owe us that, but that would be nice.
You know, I could totally see if this goes unchecked. Red Dead Redemption 2 being $70 remake, stuff like that. So it definitely does affect things. And somebody brought to me, like, they were trying to argue with me. They're like, Grand Theft Auto, and I'm like, Grand Theft Auto, when they relisted on the next gen consoles, they added a whole entire first person view on the game. I mean, there's nothing that's been done that much on this Last of Us remake that would warrant it to be $70. And like I said, you're gonna see Red Dead Redemption 2. I think they were thinking about making next gen upgrade. Now I believe that they're gonna be doing the same thing. You're gonna have a $70 Red Dead Redemption 2 next generation game, and believe me, the same people who aren't complaining now, they'll complain about that. And it is a copycat tech, and when you get away with it and you don't stand up to it, things like that gets passed, then it's just going to be happening over and over. So it's good that people talk about it, and it's not an Xbox Sony thing. That's just general. If anybody tries to, to skate around, to do what they're doing. The thing that bothered me the most is just The Last of Us. They cut the servers on the game. 2 years they had this big article how people are loving The Last of Us multiplayer and how it's still a boom on the Sony network. And they cut the servers out, so now you can't even play the game. And then you're gonna have that cut out, and then you're gonna have that as a $70 add-on. Which is going to accumulate for the same game remastered $140. That's complete bullshit.
What's the biggest bullshit is that people don't complain about things being taken out of the Sony games, right? Like Last of Us 2, why was the multiplayer there? Now this one, why isn't the multiplayer there? Like, you're just going to start taking shit out and nobody says anything, yet I see articles being written about, Halo's co-op not having matchmaking, and it's a big fucking L. And it's like, dude, seriously? It's like, fuck off. Like, how about we start criticizing other shit that's being completely taken out of the game and the experience that made Last of Us what it is? Like, no matter what anybody says, faction
makes co-op. Who does that?
Dude, I don't know, but there's multiple articles about that and saying how 343 is failing, Xbox is failing. I'm just like, for what? And I'm like, what happened? And I'm looking, and it's like, co-op matchmaking. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, all right, like it's like, holy shit.
Did they expect matchmaking for co-op?
No,
there was articles. There's just articles about it, and they were reporting it.
And how 343 is bombing, and how could this happen?
I mean, let's be clear.
They delayed it. They delayed a flight delay, and it's so bad. But I agree with Soga. It's like, you're gonna be so critical on one thing. How could you not have the same exact critical nature on something else that's completely similar? I mean, for them to pull out the multiplayer on The Last of Us 2 was always bullshit, and then for them to even charge and what they're gonna do is bullshit. And they also cut the servers for The Last of Us, which was a widely played game, and Sony does not have that much multiplayer games, as we know. Now they're trying to fix that, but
that much they don't have anything. Even now they don't have
anything. But it is what it is. It's just, this is, like I said, this is not an Xbox Sony thing. It's just a consumerism thing, really.
And people in the chat, they're going a way above this conversation. They're not even really focused on what we're talking about here. They're talking about brand new titles coming out for $70. That's not what we're discussing. We're discussing an old game being essentially remastered and being sold to you at a top dollar price. That is what we're discussing here. We're not talking about a brand new game.
Yeah, that's what I was
So
wondering, like,
everybody
we're bringing out newer games like
bring
that.
out- That's ridiculous. We're not talking about that. We're talking about a remake, people.
Yeah.
A game you've already played and you're playing it again and you're buying it again at a ridiculous price point. That's what we're talking about.
Well, I mean, again, chat, let us know what you think about Last of Us Remastered. It's been remastered a few times, and this time they're raising the price with no multiplayer. And again, I can't approve of something like that. If Xbox did it to Halo 1, that would be the end of the world on Twitter, and there's a severe double standard there. They can't even release DLC without people trying to stretch bullshit, right? So it's kind of crazy. Is there, let me check I'm trying to figure out how to link you the chats. There's Zucker. There's a few more chats if you want to get those. We can give a few more shout outs. By the way, we got to give a shout out to almost 900 people already watching us live, guys. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Hit the like button, tell a buddy or two we're live. We got some great topics.
Yeah, let me get these super chats. Thanks again, Hargy. We got Nano Polymath. If a remake to fit next gen is $70, then shouldn't PlayStation charge $100 for a title that's specifically made for this gen if they release one? I mean, that's some math right there.
It's
I'll tell you
hell
that right now. Yeah, we got Lucky Mo. He says, I will buy, but not full price, waiting for a sale. Yep, it's exactly what I said, and we'll just wait. Hargy Chani says, Stray, Day and Date, and Spartacus. The outrage. PlayStation Nation must buy Stray to support the devs. PlayStation for the payers. What's next? $40 remakes? No, $70 remakes.
Oh, man.
We got Splendiferous. So in this case, for Sony, less is more, huh? I'm out.
Oh, shit. Well,
Yep.
I think you're right, Splendiferous. I think you're very right. Shout out to Argeet as well. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Again, the poll is about to be done, guys. So right now we're at 92% crackheads. There's 8% crackheads in the chat and 92% people that are actually thinking critically and thinking about the principle of the matter, not if, hey,
Yes.
you found a $100 bill on the ground and, oh, well, it's free to you.
Yeah.
That's not what we're getting at here. We're just saying double standard.
And I know people bring up the Demon Souls remake as well because that was $70 as well. But
has that been remade before, though?
Well, here's the thing about the Demon Souls remake. I don't agree with the $70 price point there either. However, that game was actually built from the ground up again by Bluepoint.
No, it got the same. It's basically running on PS3 code. Now, the thing with that game though is it hasn't. Yes, is it acceptable? I don't know. I don't think so. But has it already been remastered once and sold again for $60? No, it hasn't. It's not. It's still not even close to as bad as this Last of Us thing.
No, it looks completely different too. I mean, you compare the PS3 version to the one that's on the PlayStation 5. It's night and day.
And maybe there's a little room for if a game's a certain age, there might be, then you really do have to rebuild everything.
That does play into it as well, because if you look at The Last of Us, even the remaster that we got on the PlayStation 4, there was no reason to really remake this game now. There really isn't. This is the most pointless remake ever.
Wasn't the first? I remember this. 2012, The Last of Us came out on PS3, and then I remember thinking it was crazy. In 2013, they had the remake for the PlayStation 4. Okay, granted, I was like, whatever. But didn't they have some type of remaster where it was 60 frames per second with HDR another time after that? I was trying to do some research and I couldn't find it, but I could have sworn that they had a 60 frames per second HDR remake of that. So I don't know. I just, in the case of Demon Souls, the game hadn't been played in a long time, and hadn't had a remake. So it looks a lot better.
There's a lot of gray area, right?
It's a lot different. I think the leaked footage. Again, I don't know what's going on in Naughty Dog. They seem to have somebody who's actively sabotaging stuff, but it looked okay, but it was screaming that everyone was watching that this isn't blowing my mind, and it really shouldn't blow away your mind because it is essentially a PS3 code game. That's it's remade and it's a remake, however they want to classify it. But it's not like, it's basically like what everyone said. The Last of Us 2 graphics and, we had some ray tracing, but I don't think it's going to be that type of game where it drops you draw the way Demon Souls did in the sense. And that, again, I think that's why a lot of criticisms coming its way. And again, I think it's like I said, when I first heard they were going to attempt this, it's well deserved, and I'm actually happy. I think you always have the Sony fanatics that'll just defend, but there have been a lot of Sony guys that said this is this is a little bit much.
Yeah, and
Listen,
here's one in the chat. Story Allegory, shout out to you, says you guys are buying DLC for games you don't own. Hey, a lot of people bought the game, but you're buying games you already own. Again, which is way worse.
Yeah, man. This is literally the third time we're going to be playing this game. And wrap your head around this. It's going to be more expensive than the first time we played this game.
Yep, with less stuff.
With no multiplayer.
Come on.
Mhm.
And
What are we
according
doing?
to the most hardcore Sony guys, they've always stuck up for that damn multiplayer. Am I wrong? So
Yeah.
why are you guys talking about this shit?
But according to them, they don't play old games. So, I don't know. They're buying it again, though.
There's so many
too.
like,
well
knots tied,
said.
like they've tied themselves up pretty badly. By the way, again, just enjoying a bowl of frosted L's, accept it for what it is. Ask better for Sony. Maybe they'll, they could have sold this for $50 and we wouldn't be saying a damn thing. Probably, I don't know. Maybe we would, but it's still only because it's already been remastered. Like, seriously, the second time, it's pretty crazy to me.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Shout out to Mr. Bushido, by the way. Tim in the chat. We've also got Juiced. It's Timmy. We've got so many guys in the chat, man. Thanks for showing up. That persistent sex bot's in the chat. Hargeet, as well as Dead Time, Clipso, all those guys in the chat, man. You guys are awesome. Shout out to the moderators, and shout out to the over 900 people who already watch this, guys. You guys are amazing. Let's I don't know. I think that's a good segue to kind of point out the fact that Naughty Dog, Neil Druckmann himself, also stomped out some rumor about Last of Us going to fucking Fortnite. Where the fuck did that come from? I don't know. Neil Druckmann's basically shutting that down. So I gotten some messages about that. It's bullshit. So I don't know. Whatever. It's not happening.
Shit.
Yeah, I didn't hear about that. Like, I heard it from you. You said something about it in chat, and I was like, I didn't even hear about that. So I wonder where that came from.
I also, I know a lot of people are excited
This era
for.
we're in is weird, bro.
There's a lot of, I want to be famous. There's a lot of people that want to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Did you know that, Fonzarelli?
Oh, no, I did not.
Yeah. Well, guess what? You can. It's getting a beta, and there's apparently some kind of gaming event coming up for Call of Duty. It's a league championship. That's what it is. They are basically be on the lookout for potential beta codes and information around the Call of Duty League. Did you hear about this, Zucker? You used to play Call of Duty. Where's Zucker?
Zocker.
Oh, no. Malaka. It's very rare that we call him Zucker, and he's not right there.
Wow.
Yeah, that's my thing. That's my
like
thing. Come
my
on.
cat ran away or something.
Yeah.
I feel like I've lost my identity now that he did it. Come on.
Well, they said Call of Duty Modern Warfare early beta code access drops coming next week. The Call of Duty League Championship will be the place to be. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm excited for it. Like you guys already know, I skipped this year's Call of Duty, and I'm really excited to play the next iteration of it. And I know the hardcore fans are too, because we all love that Modern Warfare. We just like it. We're tired of the old World War stuff, and it's not even accurate on top of that.
Yeah,
So the graphics look incredible from what we've seen so far. It's got all the favorite characters that we like and love from Modern Warfare. So it's a win-win, and I'm just hoping that Microsoft closes that deal this year on their acquisition of Activision, so that we can get some type of perk for that game.
I wanted to say this. I wasn't here last week, and I had teased Dealer. I said I had gotten some news on that front, and basically what I heard, and
You're talking about the Activision deal closing?
Yeah. When I told you we were going to go over it, but I couldn't make last show. Something came up. But the latest I heard is coming from somebody pretty reputable. Not from Xbox, but somebody within the industry, that they think that December, they'd be surprised if it went into January. They think December, they could see the deal being done. So, for whatever happened or whatever Brad Smith is doing, things are going well, and on a lot of good signs. That article that did come out was legit. I think that they have 30 days the United States is Lena Khan and then the commission has 30 days to oppose. If they don't, let's say, and that's this month, and that goes through, then pretty much Europe and the other places will fall into place, and it could possibly happen this December, this November. But like I said, the person said they really can't see it going. They can't see it going all the way out to June anymore. So that's really good news on Xbox. And as everyone talks on this, and we all talk pre-show, like the games have been, this has been really tough for this drought or whatever of lack of AAAs that Xbox have had and delays. They really could use the Call of Duty and Activision deal to, finish within this fiscal year. It would be big, very big.
Right.
Shout out to Lucas. She just texted me. Good show so far. Really loving the passion. Yeah. Let me know when Zalker comes back, by the way. But
yeah, his internet died apparently.
I think his internet did die, man. It might have died. Is that what he said? The internet died.
Yeah, that's what Hargeet had given us.
Fuck. Yeah, Modern Warfare 2 is going to be big, man. I'm a big fan of Modern Warfare 2018. I've got I don't even know how many days in that damn game. I played it a lot last year or the year before, those 2 years. It's awesome. I think it's the best Call of Duty ever made, in my opinion. Some people may disagree. But what we can agree on is the fact that we're getting another big, Call of Duty game that's actually probably really going to be fully flushed out and much higher quality than maybe some others. I'm looking forward to that. Modern Warfare is also running on a new engine and pushing Warzone 2. And again, we got to talk about, that's why I'm bringing it up. They're trying to buy these guys, so that's a big deal. And if the deal goes through or not, Tim, to me, I'm just planning on who gives a fuck. Like, because you just can't count on anything. We've heard so much shit. Maybe it does go through, but if it doesn't, I'm not expecting it to go through. I'll say that. Just because. I'm not saying I'm not expecting it to go through.
You don't want to get your hopes up. Yeah. I honestly, I was in your.
I got to clarify. I'm not saying I'm not expecting to go through. I mean, sooner than later.
You're just not. You're not putting. You're putting all your eggs in one basket. Yeah. But listen, I do think that it is critical to get the deal done, and you could see the way Brad Smith and the people at Xbox have worked this. They're still pretty much in the holding pattern. It comes to a lot of frustration to Xbox fans like ourselves because they're usually pretty active, but they haven't said anything really instead of their show since the Activision deal. They've been absolutely quiet. We all know this. They haven't been really tight-lipped. Phil hasn't tweeted it all. Everything's all serious, and part of that is because they want to get this over with. And I do think that we're beginning to see light at the end of the tunnel. And the way they handled it, I have to say that like Brad Smith, the way he got the unionized, the way they recognized the union, the way he got CWA, Workers of America, to endorse the deal, and actually, him meeting with Senator Schumer and others to, quell concerns. Mm-hmm. The way they fired Alex Kipman, for them to fire the guy that's basically running HoloLens and running their basically creative director for one of their biggest products, it just goes to show you that they are all in on this. And once it gets done, it's going to be huge.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very big thing.
Yeah, we'll kind of update you guys as time goes, as we have been. But right now, hey, we'll see what happens. And Nathaniel, by the way, says, how upset would you be about a Resident Evil 1 remake of course, they've already remade it, right? Or really remastered it. He said that would be on both systems. Also, thoughts on RE4. Well, here's the thing. I would be upset if they redid Resident Evil 1 again and left it the same in terms of a gameplay perspective. Resident Evil 2 Remake and 3, those are reimaginings. They're not even the same games, and they are very old, right? They make sense. Those are really, really good, exceptional examples of remakes. This is completely different. Now, Resident Evil 4 is essentially a version of what they've just done with 2 and 3. I'm excited for Resident Evil 4. It's also old as fuck.
Yeah, it's like if you play this Last of Us remake, you could play the one from the PS4, the remaster, and essentially get the same experience.
Yeah, and two, and again, that's just straight Resident Evil 1 just redo for current gen with no tweaks, and they do it for $70. Yeah, that's exactly what Sony are doing. Even though it still wouldn't be as bad because they didn't take out parts of the game, and the game is super old. So again, hopefully that clears it up for you, Nathaniel. I mean, should make sense. Again, shout out to the chat. We are let us know your thoughts. The poll's done. It was about 92% of you that said you weren't interested in buying Last of Us. There's 8% that were. Some of you were Xbox guys that were. Maybe you haven't played it. Let us know. I'm not going to demonize you for what you spend your money on, but I will definitely speak my mind on certain things, like how Xbox forgot they have a dashboard, and they're not going to change it, and they forgot what the DVR is, and it barely works. Halo versus Power Washing Simulator. Did you guys hear about this? Power Washing Simulator, and I'll make this a quick one, but Power Washing Simulator has passed Halo Infinite to become one of the top 4 most popular titles in Game Pass.
That is insane. But yeah, everybody's playing it, man. Like, dude, on YouTube, it's crazy. Like, you go to the gaming channels on YouTube, and there's so many people playing that game. And I'm like, what is up with that? And I watched a few minutes of it, and I'm like, I don't think I'll play that. But I can see myself, though, if I tried it, I'd probably sink some time into it. But I don't want to do that. So I'm looking for something else to play. But yeah, Power Wash is looking.
What if it had a great story, though, Fonz?
Yeah, then I'd probably.
You know what's funny about that is that Power Wash.
Hey Tim, are you on the mic? You got a really bad echo.
Yeah.
There. Okay.
Do you hear me now?
Get as close to that mic as possible.
I am. I'm right on top of it.
Gotcha.
Does that sound better?
Maybe it's an omnidirectional. Are you on a Yeti?
I'm gonna check. Yeah.
There's a knob on the back that should let you choose between entire room sound, every direction, or right in front of you. D-Batch learned that recently.
I suffered with that for 2 years.
Yeah,
I'm on the right setting.
Okay.
We were just talking about Power Wash. It seems to be doing absolutely crazy on Xbox, but it's not really doing that great on. It's doing okay, but it seems it's not doing that great on Steam, but it's doing tremendous on Xbox. So I thought that was kind of odd.
It does. Is it on PC Game Pass as well?
I think it is. Yeah.
I think people are realizing that, and they're just getting it on PC Game Pass instead of buying on Steam. And guess what? The developer's fine with that. They signed a contract, and no matter if 20 million people play it. Right?
Facts.
All right. Power Washing Simulator. Everyone I talked to, Obi-Wan was in there playing at a party the other day. Everyone's playing this shit. Lethal Papa's apparently addicted to it. It's I don't know.
Yeah, everybody's in the chat, but there's a few people that are saying stuff like, yeah, people are playing this game and washing stuff in the game, but their house is dirty in real life.
Yep, that's a fact. Ram was like, I'm never power washing in real life. I'll do it. I won't even do it in the game because of that. I'd rather do it in real life than the game. That's like playing a game about cleaning your house and not cleaning your house. Right?
Yeah, essentially.
But hey, to each their own, man. To each their own.
But hey, people are having fun with it, and who am I to say you can't have fun with the game? Like,
what if it costs $70, Fonz?
Then I'd be like, you're crazy for buying it for $70. That's insane. But hey, it's in Game Pass, right? So hey.
Did you guys hear about? Remember, KOTOR is one of the best games I had ever played in the generation that it released on, the original Xbox One, the original Xbox, I guess they say. That game was already being hyped for good reason. It was a timed exclusive, probably for a year or two, and apparently that studio is made out of malaria because there's so much shit going wrong over there that the game has been delayed indefinitely due to a studio shakeup. And I didn't get a chance to read the article.
I read the article. Yes, I did. Aspire Media. They decided to delay the game indefinitely, folks. So they're saying now that the game, if it does come out, might not be until 2025. Damn. Originally, it was supposed to be later this year. So apparently, a lot of things are going wrong with Aspire Media with the development. They said when they tried to make a vertical slice of the game, a little demo to show Sony and Lucasfilm. It costed way too much, and Lucasfilm and Sony both decided that is just way too much money to be spending on this game. It's unsustainable, and they are just having some real issues there. So they had Saber Interactive come on board in May and help with some outsourced work, but according to some of the employees there at Aspire, they feel like Saber may be taking over the the whole game themselves and just taking it over because Aspire can't do it. That's the way it seems anyway.
If you guys remember, and Phil was blasted for this, but supposedly Phil was passed on Aspire, and maybe this was part of the reason. And I don't know if you guys remember
I
that.
looked into Aspire a little bit for the show here, and Aspire, they've re-released some old Jedi games, and I say re-released, so they didn't really create anything from the ground up besides Civilization 6, Sid Meier's Civilization 6. And apparently I looked at that game and there's so many complaints about that game. It was made in 2018. Until this day, there are game-breaking bugs in that game, riddled with game-breaking.
That's why Phil did it.
Yeah.
Jedi Knight Peter says 2 directors got fired after showing KOTOR.
Yeah.
Well, yes, the design director and the art director gone.
What the hell? Is everything stick figures? What the fuck?
When this happens,
Oh, no.
typically, the game's done. You know, at this,
Like you said,
it's on life support,
oh.
and I mean that's.
But I want this game, Tim.
But,
I might be back. Hello.
Yeah.
Nice hockey.
No, but I
hope
think,
it doesn't die again.
I like I said, Phil was under a lot of heat from a lot of people, and maybe we could find out or ask around. It could have been possible that Phil knew the studio because he is a Civilization fan. And that's an Xbox own Civilization or no, I don't know.
No, but Civ 6 though is a mess, man. It's
right. So maybe he knew about the studio that way, and that's why he passed.
I don't know. They didn't seem to know about Halo State before they showed it. I don't know.
Them losing those guys getting fired is like the equivalent of a new car coming out and the engine and the transmission being pulled. That's pretty bad, man.
It's pretty bad. The art director and the design director gone.
And they've been, and just so people know, we're talking about the Star Wars game, right? That got delayed. If you didn't know this, that they've been when it got announced in September, they were working on the game for 3 years.
It's already the fucking ideas and everything's already done. Just redo it.
Like that's the point. Like that's why people like, all right, well, the heads rolled, right? Like that's the point. Like I guess those guys were lying. Who knows what the fuck happened? That they didn't meet the mark, and Sony and whoever else invested in it were like, F this. Like in 3.5 years, you got this.
Yeah.
It was Lucasfilms and Sony. And I got to read this real quick, a super chat from Hargeet Shani, because it coincides with this. Aspire thought they could do this within 2 years. Really, a ground-up remake. 2 years. 5 years makes much more sense. Exactly.
I don't know, man. Like usually it's like I don't know. You ever build a thumbnail? The composition of the thumbnail is what takes the longest, right? Where to put things, how to do it, and then you build it out, and that's pretty quick. The composition of KOTOR is done. The ideas, the story, everything is done. They just kind of got to rebuild the visual representation of it. I wouldn't expect 5 years for something like that, But what it shows me is incompetence, which is proven by the fact that those guys were let go. This basically says you were not doing your job correctly. It should have already. Now is Sony still gonna rock out with these guys? Are they just gonna be like, yeah, back away? Nope. Not fucking with
nobody. We're not gonna hear. We're not gonna hear about this game for fucking several years, and if at all.
It sounds like Saber Interactive. They gotten their hand into it, and they probably. They have their own take on it, so it's possible that they could rekindle it and take it over. But it sounds like, I hate to say it, like I remember when Scalebound was when they were showing Scalebound, and it was the same thing. It was like 3 years in development, and it was running like a 15 frames per second when it was being shown behind closed doors, and people were just like, "What the hell's going on?" So it happens in game development, and.
They made everybody wear like really dark sunglasses in there when they're watching everything.
Can we just stop one thing though? Can we stop one thing? Everybody in the chat's like, "Oh, this is why Phil's passing on this stuff." No, Phil's passed on stuff like for Marvel. The Xbox is not signing big IPs. Can we just chill off of that for a second? Like that's what's been going down. I know people want to use it as like a
they aren't
thing
until
to
they are.
control
Though.
it.
That's Xbox's
I mean, I hope they do. I hope I'm proven wrong, but I haven't seen like comic book game or anything big franchise that they've signed outside of their first party. So let's just calm down with that. Like this thing was just a massive blunder by Sony, like signing this team and having maybe a little too much faith in them. But yeah,
That
heads are
happens.
rolling.
It's definitely not on Sony.
Yeah, it always happens to everybody.
Guys got fired. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to applaud that. Guy, I'm not going to say, I hope no one ever gets fired. Fuck that. If you don't do your job, you get fired. And it's because people don't get fired that stuff gets bogged down. We've seen that with Xbox. I think they're afraid to fire people as well. So, again, Merle, by the way, shout out to you, buddy. And shout out to about 1,000 people watching this live, guys. Hit the like button. It's the deadest time of the year, and we're trying to bring you some late-breaking topics as well as everything else. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Zachary, cue these up real quick, buddy. I want to give a big shout-out to Drum. We got Jenny. We got, I saw Mr. Bushido in here earlier, too. I forgot to give him a shout-out. We've also got Jedi Knight Peter. We've got Joe12 Dan. Shout out to you. Bone Slave. And so many others. You guys are awesome. Hit the like button. Tell everybody you were live. You're watching RDX Podcast. New overlay coming soon. Still working with that. It's still in progress. It looks great. Lethal's seen it. He really, really liked what he saw. And we're also launching on podcast services at the same time as the overlay for those still asking. Trust me, I've been hearing you. Go ahead, Zucker.
All right, so we got Splendid first. He says, damn it, Dealey, stop the show and bring my Niner bro back. He's talking about me. The show must go on, man, even though my internet said go fuck yourself. We got Hargi. We also got Hargi Chani saying, Spear thought they could do this in 2 years. Really? A ground up remake, 2 years, 5 years makes much more sense. I think we already read that. And then we got Shira. He says, so Aspire is the new Platinum Games. Damn. Pretty much. And then we got Cerebral Paul. And then we got Cerebral. He says he's just a new member and he joined. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on. And yeah, they are the new Platinum Games, which sucks. And Sony has their first foray into that kind of bullshit that Sony or Xbox had to deal with, right? Like
I
that's
just want to give a shout out, by the way, because I know there's somebody in a piece of shit Discord that's going to clip me saying people should get fired if they suck. Fuck you. It's true. They should get fired if they suck. And it's because of people like you out there fucking white knighting for some bullshit. Look, I'm looking for progress, and I'm looking for some great games. This is the best hobby in the world. And if you fuck it up for me, I'm going to be pissed, damn it.
Yep.
So,
Did
you hear his voice just get pitchy? He's like, I'm going to get pissed. Did you hear him?
It did.
It sounded
Zach,
like-
your voice is always pitchy, man. Come on. I'm getting over COVID.
I'm kidding.
It sounded like
Listen. Shout out to
Andrew
Jedi
Tate.
Knight Peter and Risky for the biscuit dying every 5 seconds in the footage.
Oh my god. Fucking, by the way, in this footage, I'm shocked, and I'm like killing shit with Dealer, and Risk gets dead, and he's like, wow, you suck, Zalker. I'm like, aren't you dead, bitch? I'm like, aren't you dead, bitch? Shut the fuck up, corpse.
Calm down, Zalker. Jesus. Don't say
People
corpse.
talk shit.
Don't say the word corpse.
Sorry, Randall.
Why is your mic so loud? Let me hang on.
Randall.
Hey, but yeah, shout out to Risk and Jedi, man. They were a lot of fun to play with. And this is Vanguard footage running on Series X, by the way. I guess I'm going to have to get a new damn computer to upgrade the podcast to 4K, because even a Threadripper can't really stream the 4K stuff without any framages at 60 FPS. So we'll get it. We'll get into that later.
Be your upload speed.
I got 40 meg up.
I think you need 200.
It's time.
It's time. Hey, shout out to Cerebral Paul for becoming a new channel member, doing game giveaways and stuff like that. If you are a member in Discord, let me know if you need to get into the Discord, and I'll hook you up. Hit me up on Twitter or Xbox Live. And shout out to 1,000 people watch this live. We're talking KOTOR. Hopefully, I'm hoping the best for the game. I want the right personnel in the right places, and I want them to execute on what is the best Star Wars game ever made. That's what I want.
I honestly,
take over soon.
I think it's done. To be honest.
Yeah.
That is. It sucks that it is, man. It is the greatest Star Wars game ever made. Like, I love that game.
What is it on Metacritic? Somebody in the chat.
Jesus.
200.
200.
No, it's up there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, unfortunately for me, in my opinion, I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer on it, but when that happens, usually it just,
There's no way a Star Wars game just dies like this, though.
It's a 93. It's a 93.
No, it could happen this way though. They would have to start over, I guess, or a new studio. The Saber one, Saber. I don't know. I mean, Saber Interactive is all over the place, so they're good, but
different types of games. Yeah, they're all. You're right.
Why are you bringing up Saber Interactive for?
Because they were helping Aspire.
They
And so the Aspire, there's some employees at Aspire that are believing that Saber might be taking over. So I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see what happens. I don't know. I don't know about all that. All I know is I want it.
I don't really have a lot of faith in Saber either.
Me either. That's
Well, why not?
sounds
Saber Interactive did World War Z and
World War Z and Evil Dead game.
yeah,
And some other ones.
They're not bad.
Yeah, and they're not as bad as Aspire. That's for damn sure.
Good thing-
Holy shit!
I don't know. I just well, look, the problems have been apparently dealt with. Hopefully, right? They've taken action, so I can no longer, I guess, be too negative towards them. You can only do so much.
Way
I'd
two
just
of
say to kind of bring it.
Go ahead.
Sorry. To bring it kind of full circle, I just want to say that Avowed actually fired their director. I think it was earlier this year or like early
Really?
2021. So that's something that we should be looking at for Avowed. Might be coming a lot later than we think too. So
damn.
I'm just saying. So certain things like that, this is something that's been happening a lot in gaming, where some people I think are just a little bit over their head and are not able to take on these massive big projects that they think they can. And it's a management issue and a scoping issue. If you remember what the Fable developer talked about, when they said, if you're not scoping or doing this in your game and you're not doing it the right way, that's how delays happen, and that's how overwork happens and crunch, and basically games coming out like Cyberpunk. So
you also look at that studio with that game that they were promising the demo, and then we even talked about it this show. We found out it was like all bullshit, and then what was the name of the game?
Abandon?
Yeah, like stuff like that. Like
They're not even a studio. It's one guy in his garage making shit up.
Exactly. So I think
He's in the basement, bitch.
I mean, not on that scale. Like that's like major, like low scale, but or however you want to say it. But I mean, I do think that these developers sometimes promise stuff that they cannot, achieve because they want the gig. It's like you say, oh, we could do this, we could do that, and then when they're actually deemed with the task, they can't do it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of these cases. You could look and see the games that have failed. I mean, even the studio that was said that remember with Xbox for Phantom Dust, Dark Side Studios, supposedly like they were like they could handle it, and then it all went sideways, and that game got canceled as well as other cancelations. But sometimes I think though the developers think that they can handle stuff and that they really can't, and then it's just like a studio conversation with a developer, and then when it actually has to happen, it doesn't happen.
Well, yeah, you gotta vet those motherfuckers,
Yeah.
And then exactly, and then you're in a situation, and like the dealer said, and I don't think you should be clipped on something like that, but
No, do it. I don't give a fuck.
No, I do think that in some cases, and I think you're kind of mildly talking about the Halo situation, where things have went on too long, and there hasn't been much change, and sometimes you need change. You need to have different head of director or a different head of the studio and stuff like that to make changes, because otherwise you're just making the same mistakes, doing the same thing.
Calypso said, if I suck, I get fired.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing something happening with the initiative on top of that. A lot of these developers, a lot of things in the industry are just going a little different than we thought. And so we'll see what happens. We've already seen it, right?
I think you will. Yeah, I think myself included. Like when I look at like 2018, and I am like, just like thinking in my head, oh, you got an initiative, and you got the State of Decay, and you got this studio and this studio, and then like to actually think, it's one thing to just put them on paper and say, oh yeah, it's gonna all come to fruition, but when it actually has to happen, and that's where it goes left, where I mean, I'm sure Xbox and the studios have seen some of the stuff that went on, but like it doesn't go according to plan as you would think. There's a lot of things that can go wrong and do go wrong, and I think Xbox and just general the whole entire industry, even Sony, is learning this, like with Abandon and their Knights of Republic, and Xbox with the initiative and certain projects of their own. I heard we've heard that State of Decay was in development hell for a while. They had to like clear out a lot of people, so it's just interesting.
Yep.
Hey, by the way, big shout out to the guys in the chat. Thanks for watching. G Shear or C Sheera. I don't know if you read this. So Aspires the new Platinum game. Shout out to you. Also, Cerebral Paul, again, thanks for becoming a channel member. A Risky for the Biscuit says, Zalker does suck. Batman is the best movie ever. he says it sucks about KOTOR. It's also pretty funny. Wait, did I read that right? Can't lie. So, why is it funny? The fuck?
I don't know why risk it. He's coming at me though, even though I had literally 1,000 more kills than his dumbass.
You started it. You started it. Okay.
I always finish it, bitch.
I'm just over here like, just reminding you it's not a big deal. So shout out to Risk It. Also shout out to Jonas the Dad. No matter the job, you suck, you go. RDX rules. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to everyone who watches this live, guys. About 1,000 people checking us out. Hit the like button. Tell a buddy or two we're live, and of course, let us know your thoughts. Shout out to everyone supporting the show. We got to move forward here. Did you guys know that power washing is killing Halo? No, we are. I'm just kidding. Ubisoft canceled some games, man. So Ubisoft are canceling 4 games, including Splinter Cell VR. I mean, Zalker, from your perspective, when will Ubisoft remember how to release games?
It's gonna be a while. I kind of correlate like Ubisoft and Xbox as the same because they're not bringing shit out this year.
Well, yeah.
And that's just like Ubisoft. Like I think Avatar was supposed to come out at the end of this year. Then they're like, JK, 2023/2024. I'm like, what? Like you just said it's gonna come out this year. You're delaying it by like
they were
a
drunk
year
when
or
they
2
decided
years?
the original announcement date.
Yeah, like it's like holy shit. And you look at everything else. Like I think that COVID and all that, like we talked about it, like with everybody, like Ubisoft is not bringing shit this holiday season. I think like maybe Skull and Bones, but nobody gives a shit. And that's pretty much it. Like we're gonna have to wait till next year. And even the I think the Assassin's Creed games got delayed, right? Like Infinite is or Infinity or whatever they're calling it. And then the smaller one, the codename Rift, that one's like not gonna come out for a while. Like all these Ubisoft games are just gone.
Right.
Shout out to Papa Smurf. He says Tim Dog getting his own podcast. Thoughts from the porcelain throne. Yeah, it sounds like you're in the bathroom.
I don't know what's going on. Well,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
in a
weird.
different location, so maybe that's
Gotcha.
what it is.
That's probably what it is. Again, like I didn't even. Maybe I did. Maybe I just forgot. There's a damn Splinter Cell VR game.
Not anymore.
I know, right?
To be honest, I think they're smart for doing that. Not to interrupt you, but anything VR that they were involved with, and I think that they cut 3 VR projects. That's smart, in my opinion.
I think they're rebooting, bro. I think they're rebooting everything. I think Ubisoft didn't sell very well. I know Far Cry 6 didn't sell that well. All their games that they've brought out the last year or two, minus Valhalla, which apparently made over $1 billion. Minus that, they are revamping everying. I think they're looking back and trying to change what they're going to do, right? Because I think they see the criticism of copy and paste. Ubisoft games are Ubisoft games. Who knows? And maybe they need that year and a half to kind of bring it full circle.
They're also talking about building a sequel to Immortals: Phoenix Rising set in kind of like what do you call that? Like Hawaiian lore. I don't know. That's the worst way to put it, but I forget the name for the lore. Right? Forgive me.
They're also building that, and I have to say that that's one of the games that surprised them. They didn't have faith in that damn game. They were like, just release it in December.
Yeah, it's
And
like
they're like,
if
okay.
you watch the movie Moana, it's that type of lore, which I think is really fucking cool because there's so many cool things in that area. Like God of War didn't start with Norse mythology, right? It changed, and I think it was better for it, and it's interesting, and they're all existing in the same realm, and he's killing these gods now. Like in the next
Polynesian culture.
Yeah, there you go. So they're apparently looking into a sequel with some of that stuff going on. I'm not sure if that'll come to fruition.
I don't think it's the same. I don't think it's the same team because the Quebec team, the team that made Phoenix Rising is the team that made Odyssey, and they're the lead team on the next Assassin's Creed, the Infinity one or whatever.
Remember that game used to be called Gods and Monsters when it was first announced?
Yeah, then licensing's kill it, and they had to make it something else.
Hang on, the word gods is already licensed. We're gonna
You
have
can't. Jesus owns it. So I mean, I'm looking forward to that game because, like I said, Immortals: Phoenix Rising was one of my favorite. I think it was because that was the same year Doom Eternal came out, and I think Doom
Look, you
Eternal was my
bitched about
favorite
the
game.
stamina in Dying Light
Light
2. Where's the bitching about the stamina in Immortals?
It didn't bother me because you could just drink that mana shit. I never ran into like stamina issues.
I'm thirsty, bitch.
And then you level it, and then you level up, and that's it. It was just like a perfect game.
Hey,
Jeez.
Splendiferous, there's nothing wrong
God,
with Moana.
bitch.
There's nothing wrong with Moana, Splendiferous. Okay? The 4K Blu-ray looks insane. It does. The best HDR I've probably ever seen in my life. Shout out to Power Man in the chat, by the way. D-Batch, you have anything to add about? You want to talk today? You want to talk about Ubisoft at all and how they're canceling shit?
Not really, because
I tried,
Ubisoft,
chat. The chat bitches at me because you don't talk enough sometimes. I just tried. That's all.
yeah, what's to say, man? Ubisoft, like, they're pretty much the Assassin's Creed crew right now, man. They don't really have anything to offer. I'm kind of burnt out from. I'm not a huge Assassin's Creed guy. It's just too tedious for me, man. It just drags on. And
But we're
What
talking
about
the
Rainbow
cancellations.
Six? What about Rainbow Six Siege, bitch?
no, I don't play that. I play the Far Cry series, and I played the Racer. What's it called?
The crew too.
Yeah, the crew. It's okay, but
Uh,
What about Riders Republic?
actually, you know what? I did like Riders Republic for the time
There
that I
you
played
go,
it, but
bitch.
it got stale pretty quickly though, and I was looking forward to that game. They just need to reboot, man. They need to come with some new ideas. I find that their games are a lot of copy and paste, and I think it's run its course. And I think they need to come with something new and fresh. I think people are a little bit burnt out from them, and I think the year off, if that's what it looks like they're going to be taking, will probably help them. We've seen other studios take a year off and they've come back refreshed, and gamers have been accepting them. So I think they just need to take some time off, come with some new ideas, show us some stuff that you have coming out in the future, and just reshuffle
Watch
shit
Dogs.
because it's
Ubisoft
once
is
again,
interesting, man. 'Cause it's a juggernaut, but they're like always. There's some shit's always going on. They're always dodging corporate takeovers or fucking some crazy shit's always going on over there, right? So I mean, they are releasing 2 games. Hardy pointed that out, which is definitely much better than some. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Ubisoft being a
I
little
mean,
more
they kind of
consistent.
released 3. They kind of released 3, right? Like Extraction was one of them, and I beat that.
Was
I
that
actually
this year?
enjoyed that game. Yeah, that was
Holy
in
shit, yeah, it
January,
was.
and then they brought out Ragnarok, which I just beat Valhalla.
That's a
Ragnarok's like I know, but it's like a 40-hour
It's a
DLC.
14-hour game. People are saying.
No,
too.
it's 40 hours.
That's if you go around like meowing at everything to see what appears on their face. Did you see that Stray review? The
Isn't
guy's
it
like,
Stray,
I
like
went
3
through
hours?
and meowed at everything to see what will pop up on the screen. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm looking forward to Stray coming to Xbox, to be honest, but I ain't meowing at everything like that.
have
It's
you
not
seen
coming
this-
to Xbox.
Have you seen the Stray mod with CJ from GTA?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Mm.
they have him as the cat.
What? Oh, talking?
It's hilarious, man. It's
Oh,
hilarious.
that's fucked up.
Actually, Stray, I enjoy Stray, man. It's a different type of game, man, and I think the price point is perfect. And Sony,
You don't like
they hit-
Assassin's Creed, but you like Stray, you pussy.
What the
Assassin's-
fuck?
Listen,
I'm just joking.
I heard you could beat
Jesus.
that in 2 hours, man.
Stray is something
Sorry,
different.
Zucker's
It
uncultured
really
swine.
it's something different, and the price point was perfect. And the fact that they released this on PC and PlayStation at the same time is really good for the game. A lot of PC people bought the game. It was sold out at a lot of key sites. And once again, for the price, it was perfect. Release your games day and date. We got The Last of Us the remake. That should be coming out on PC day and date. There's no reason why that game should be staggered on PC when it's already an old game.
I think it's
Release
a
it
manpower
day
issue.
and date. Release it day and date, and I think you'll get a much better response, minus the $70 price tag, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean,
but-
it's the number 1 selling game, Stray, on Steam, and PowerWash Simulator is like number 13. It's like
is
all right.
PowerWash Simulator on Game Pass PC though? I asked them earlier. in the-
yes,
Oh,
yes,
that's
it
why.
is, and that's a lot of people I know are playing it through that. At least I know, like a lot of people double check Steam sales, and then they go to Game Pass and check if it's there. Like I know multiple people, and there's like a whole Reddit thread about it. Like, oh, Steam sale, then they have like a thing where they double check if it's on Game Pass. It's fucking insane. Like that's how much it got. Like that's how big it got.
Shout out to Dark Sea, by the way, $10 Super Jesus. Shout out to the porn bot. Porn bots. I
God
see
damn.
one porn bot. It's always the same fucking one with like 1,000 different. Well, how many times I banned the damn porn bot? The bots. It's very persistent.
Yeah.
Porn bot.
I've-
Calm down.
Several times tonight.
Shout
but
out to Dark City MF though. He says the Alexi Energy hit the like button. Chat. Thank you very much, sir. We've also got Risky for the Biscuit. Says don't forget Splinter Cell, the actual remake of the first game, which again is an example of a game that I wouldn't mind getting, right? Because it's been forever. It's the original Xbox generation, and you know, it's I don't know. It hasn't been remade before, has it? So Dead Space is another one that's acceptable in my opinion. It's been forever, and it hasn't been remade before, and they're actually adding to that game. It's actually a hybrid between a remake and a reimagining because there are new explorable areas. You can do things you couldn't do before.
Yeah, but I'm not spending $70 on it.
Bonds, I don't give a fuck what you're spending, okay?
Yeah, but Stray at number 1, PowerWash Simulator at number 13. That just tells me that people are hurting for some good gaming, and like they really want a AAA.
What do you got? Something against Stray?
It's dry right now. That's all I'm saying with AAA.
I think it says that people want different experiences. Like
I mean,
how
there's no
many-
other choices either, though, D. Definitely a
Yeah.
factor.
D,
that's
there's
true.
no real choice out
I
there.
mean,
You
Bonds
got-
just played a pop-out picture book.
yeah,
Which leads me to one thing. I know it's not on the topic list, but I was really disappointed that, like, of course, you and Colt dealt with, talked about it and showed some footage of it in last week's show, and I did something on it. But the majority of the media didn't really cover Forza Horizon, the Hot Wheels DLC, which is such a shame because it's such
That's Xbox's fault, not the media.
It's such a good
Yeah, it
add-on.
is Xbox's fault. I tried.
You think so?
I know
Yeah,
so.
we know
I
so.
had the embargo. I was under NDA until literally the fucking day it came out. And I told them, and I bitched about this last week, right? Because it's not that I'm not grateful. I'm very grateful, very thankful. And the chat, I mean, everyone watches the channel, put me in that position. But I also want to help them with their fucking marketing and let them know that maybe you want to talk about Hot Wheels or let people, like, it's not even fucking secret information or nothing crazy.
No.
Like, let people hype it up more than an hour before it comes out.
Yeah, man. And,
You know
and with
what,
with such a slow season with games trickling out, this was a perfect time for Xbox to get some new people to Game Pass and just to get some people excited about the game because it's freaking fantastic. It's so much freaking fun, man.
Yeah.
What
By
I
the way,
what I find funny is that you said how they're tight on the embargo.
that one, yeah.
Yeah, they're super tight on that stuff. But then they'll leak everything else out. Everything of theirs gets leaked anyway.
Well,
So,
yeah, it was that
that's-
game, that DLC specifically, that were very, very strict on it.
Earlier.
Yeah. I don't know why. Maybe it was the orange tracks and the flying cars through the air. Maybe I have no idea. I couldn't even release the interview that I did with the head of the studio before the game came out, which is weird. I'm just trying to spread the word and get some hype out there. It's a win-win. Why not? But whatever. It's kind of an exception, not the rule, because they haven't really been that way with a lot of their other stuff. So I'm just saying it was kind of odd to me. Shout out to Mavs. Fun speculation. We had a really good conversation the other night on Xbox. It was like 3 a.m. or something like that. We're a couple of nerds. And again, shout out to everyone watching. Guys, hit the like button. Tell everybody that we're live. Almost 1,000 people here. Thanks for showing up. We know that you've got no other choice. No, we're just kidding. Thank you. We got some other topics. But Fonz, so you don't, just to be clear, you're against Stray. You don't like Stray?
No, I watched a little bit of gameplay of it. It's not for me.
Are you going to review it from the YouTube video you watched?
No, no, hell no. But the problem for me with that game is that it doesn't really allow you to be a cat. I want to be a little asshole cat, and
But you can.
no, you can't. It's cat on rails. You can't.
What the fuck are you? Did you say you want to be an asshole cat and you can't be a cat?
Well, cats are.
What do you mean
cats are
cat on rails?
yeah, you can't jump where you want. Like when you get to a place to jump, you have to push X to jump, and it does it on its own. Like
So you're saying God of War's jumping sucks.
well, this isn't.
I mean, I like God of War's jumping, but you can only jump in certain areas where it wants you to jump.
But there's no combat here. There's nothing really to do. You're just walking around meowing at shit. Like
I think
But what if the story
Fonz wants
what
to
if the
be like
story's
those
good?
assholes. Fonz wants to be one of those asshole cats in those YouTube videos that just like sits on the counter and knocks shit off of it.
off of counters all the time and like jumping around fighting other cats and shit. That's what I want to do.
Did you say fight other cats?
I do that.
Jesus. Fonz would be walking. Fonz would be that damn cat with mange, with one eye and a scab on his head, just fighting everything.
Yes, that would be me in the game. Yeah.
Dodging cars. Like, oh shit.
So basically, you want Goat Simulator in cat form.
I want to be a cat simulator. Yeah. I want to be able to jump up where I want, and I want to be able to fight other cats, dogs, whatever. Let them chase me. Like, some action. I watched some of that gameplay and I was bored to tears. I was like, man, this game's not very cool. Like, I don't know.
I mean,
Can I just say what Lethal Papa just said in the chat? Fawn should be used to walking around being a pussy.
What?
Jesus Christ, Lethal.
Will you
Sorry.
quit saying that damn word on the show?
It was lethal.
Fuck. Hey, by the way, shout out to 1,000 people watching live. Hit the like button. And what the hell? We just jumped up like 80 people randomly. That's weird.
That's good. I didn't like Stray, so all the Sony guys came in here bitching.
I don't know.
Yeah, for real.
Hey,
Like, what did he say?
Yeah, shout out to everyone watching live, guys. Hit the like button and tell the people. Let us know your thoughts. Seriously. I think we're not caught up. Zachary, get these super chats real quick, will you?
Shut up, dealer. All right, I got you. All right, so we got Jonas the Dad. No matter the job, you suck. Yeah, he said that. Dark CMF. Shout out to the porn bots. They're here every week. Rain or shine, hot or cold, big news or no news. They always have maximum energy. Hit the like button, chat.
They're definitely DTF.
We got Risky. He says, don't forget about they bringing Splinter Cell Fire. Yeah, for the 6 people that want it. We got Splendiferous. Dealer, don't kick the porn bot out so fast, bro. It might be a new site that we've never seen before. I'm trying to
Splendiferous, you
expand
already
my
clicked on that
horizon.
shit. Don't even play.
Yeah, he's probably the one that
He's
coded
like,
it. We got,
just covered
We
in
got Rebel.
astral glide.
We got Rebel Rain. He says, it's a real shame they didn't market the Horizon DLC. Most of my casual friends had no idea it was coming out. Also, great show as always, guys. I mean, nobody knew it came out. Not even Xbox. They didn't market it.
And that's the thing, though. There was literally nothing else happening. And one of the
nothing.
better DLCs in years comes out.
It's
And
amazing.
yeah.
It really is unbelievable.
How far are you in Hot Wheels, Tim?
I'm about I'm pro right now, so I probably am 30%, 40%. Done with the races and stuff. But I've been free roaming, and I can honestly say the game's graphics, they've done a lot of touching up since the release. It's just absolutely gorgeous. If you haven't gotten it, I would definitely suggest getting it. I mean, I got it because I bought it. They had that day one deal where you could play the game early, and I got that DLC. So I actually bought the game. But the game, honestly, the DLC, like you were saying, like you said, there's no talk about it, but it's absolutely amazing. So if you can get it and try it, play it on your OLED, you will be absolutely like, just I can't believe how good it looks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And how crazy and how scaled it is. Like the scale of it is just so crazy. And then there's nobody talking about it. Like you said, I don't know. Sometimes they got to reevaluate stuff, or not be so secretive.
Yeah.
It should have been.
It definitely stood out to me. By the way, Caitlin says, "Boss, did you say it was dry?"
Yeah.
I don't think you got it, Caitlin. But hey, again, shout out to everyone hitting the like button and stopping by, guys. We can move on to the next topic now, I guess. Did you get those? You read them off, okay.
Yep.
We've got information on another gaming event. Jeff Keighley is on Twitter talking about more premieres, and every time, shout out to Jeff, but I don't know if I guess this last show has some good stuff at it, like Callisto Protocol and stuff like that. That is something that comes to mind instantly when I'm thinking about things I'm playing this year. But he says the opening night live basically streams Tuesday, August 23rd. They're going to be live from Germany, and there they will have world premieres and more information on games and all this other stuff. What else can they really show, Fonz? I mean, what we know the next 12 months from Xbox, at least from a first and second party deal perspective. But what do you think they might show? Anything big at Gamescom from Jeff?
I have no idea what Jeff's going to show. I almost said James. His name's Jeff. I don't know what he's going to show there because, again, we've talked about Ubisoft not bringing anything out this year but Skull and Bones. A lot of these companies are pushing games back, delaying games and stuff. I have no freaking idea. Whatever he does show, there's got to be some surprise there. I mean, there has to be because everything else is either delayed or not coming until freaking 2023 or 2024. It's insane.
He says it's the night of game announcements, world premieres, and all on a big stage.
Prizes for sure. For sure.
I mean, are we?
We have to. If we don't, it's going to be garbage. Like,
I mean, this is the same guy. This is the same guy that said temper expectations. It's just going to be games that you've heard of.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, do you remember that? Like, that's what I'm saying.
He's going to show freaking Skull and Bones again or something. Like, what's he going to show?
Well, shout out to Jeff Keighley. He's out there trying to get that monopoly.
Just like we're trying to put out shows every week, on some dry ass topics and stuff.
Look, we got good topics, bitch. What are you talking about?
Oh man, but gaming again.
Yeah, I
we've got a lot of delays. We've got a lot of games not coming out till who knows when, and there's no surprises right now, and that's what we need.
It really is. It's very predictable. As it's predictable that there's nothing going to be going on for a long time.
Yeah,
or
I
for a
think
while.
I want that Jedi Fallen Survivor gameplay.
Oh, there you go. I would like to see that.
But,
click his fingers.
But games, I heard his little hands clap. Gameplay though at Gamescom. What was the last giant thing they unveiled at Gamescom besides a plate of donuts on a couch?
You're right. Gamescom doesn't usually show shit. Gamescom usually doesn't show anything really.
Well,
that's when the games start. That's when the games start. Like Gamescom is in that weird month. It's like August. It's like okay, then it's like we already have the dates locked down for the holiday because you have to, right, for like marketing and everything. So it's like it's not really anything being announced. I like maybe something does get announced. I know that like spots are already filling for the beginning of next year. But I think like I've said this before, ever since the E3 and the game show that he had, the Summer Game Fest. It's like it's just gonna be like at this point, like all the games we've seen the last 2 years, give me those. Just fucking give them to me. Don't even show me anything new. Don't even show me anything new. I don't want it.
That's my tirade. I was saying Xbox, don't even reveal any new things that you're working on until shit actually that you've shown us for literally 3 or 4 years actually comes out.
Like look at Star Wars, just delayed indefinitely.
Maybe
this is a transition year. I think for every company, it's a transition year. Gamescom's only been good. I think it was like maybe 3 years ago. I think Xbox had a bunch of stuff that showed up, but Gamescom traditionally, nothing really huge gets shown. And I'm looking at the dates here, and would you believe it that it's almost 3 years since the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X have launched, and like
2 years.
We're
2 years.
It's going to be 3 years in this year.
No, D-Badge. Wake
really?
up.
Came out of 2020, bitch.
The most talented.
Oh yeah, you're right. Here we go.
It's times like this, D-Badge, that I'm thankful you're a businessman.
Oh my God!
Listen, I blame the green. I blame the green. That's it.
At one time, Gamescom was actually a big deal. If you remember, like
Tomb Raider.
Yeah, and then
that was the only time.
Then they had the year after that. They went. Remember, they had the big E3, and they were like, and we're continuing this on
the chat is like D-Badge up right now.
Don't worry, I'm already lit up.
But I think the dates being close to E3, for after that, they kind of thought better of it, and now it's kind of like just a trade show. I wouldn't expect some news. I wouldn't expect anything really. But about 6-7 years ago, it was kind of getting bigger or getting big, and it definitely fell off. And with COVID, it used to be like a big international thing where people would show up and they would have these huge crowds. I don't think they're going to have that this year.
Well, to the point that I was trying to say before. Okay, it's not 3 years. My bad. Nonetheless, it's still transition year, and I think they're just holding off till next year to really show us the next generation stuff, because most of the stuff that's come out, it's been like cross-gen stuff. Yeah. And I think next year is when we're really going to see stuff that is truly just on the next generation consoles, where they're going to abandon pretty much the older consoles. And I think that's when we're really going to start to see stuff. And I think these guys, they're kind of figuring stuff out, man. COVID kind of messed the whole industry up with the way things are done, and I think this is just a product of it. It's kind of dry, a little drier than I would like, and I'm ready to move on from cross-gen games and just show us true next-gen games that are running on the Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, and like PC. Like
it'll be interesting to see what looks better. Dead Space remake, ground up next gen, or Callisto Protocol, and they're similar games by basically the same people. By the way, Kizu, shout out to you. And this is really the point of Gamescom. It's really for fans. It's the biggest, or was the biggest before, gaming event in the world. And E3 is more for media. That's why they debut more stuff there. But he said it'd be great to see games there, again at Gamescom. And you're right, man. It really will. It's a thought that counts. And Jeffrey is trying his hardest.
Maybe that's why I said earlier, maybe this year Gamescom will be different. Maybe they'll show something. Maybe there'll be a surprise there. You know what? Let's hope. Okay.
I think we're just gonna wait till the Game Awards. The Game Awards is taking over as like basically E3 number 2. Like
And
it's
no,
just
I'm not-
like a lot of shit being announced
Yeah,
there.
you got to sit through all these fucking '90s concerts and stuff, waiting
I
for some announcements.
But I gotta say, when I say maybe there'll be something there, I'm not talking about Xbox. I'm not telling Xbox guys, wait till games come. No, I'm saying just in general. I just want to see something fresh from the studio.
Yeah, I think if the studios are tapped out right now. I really
What I'm thinking.
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, especially with the I think this year really showed the effects of COVID and how it changed or how it put a lot of stuff. But yeah, I think just in general right now, the industry with pretty big news today, bad news of this this KOTOR indefinitely delayed. It's in a rocky time right now. Like if you're getting your game out and you're getting it out on time, kudos to you. You know, it looks like God of War is going to do it. But it looks like even that was it's a monumental task, and Sony's going to actually do it. But it just goes to show you that how hard it was. I mean, 3 months ago we were thinking we were getting Redfall now, and we were going to get Starfield in 11/11, and that was just blown off the that was the doors were blown off of that. So yeah, I kind of feel that it definitely is a transition, definitely is taking a step back. And I think the big companies, Xbox, Ubisoft, and everyone, even Sony, are just like probably in this, wait phase to see when the hell these games are.
I don't think Sony's in any wait phase. Sony's releasing shit.
Yeah.
No,
I'm just saying,
just when I say things like with Abandon, and you look at what happened today.
You don't want to bring up Abandon, though.
Not bringing Abandon.
That's
Don't
not
don't count.
Whatever. I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up today. It probably came out today. The news with the news with the thing. It's very.
What are you talking
relevant.
about?
You know what I'm saying? It came out today with the news with the KOTOR.
Which also isn't them, though.
Yeah, but it was a big time exclusive, and they were throwing money at it. I mean,
Yeah,
it just goes to show you the industry in a way is. In my overall point is in flux.
Yeah. By the way, I got a few shout outs here. Nanopoly. First, shout out to the Moz guys, keeping that one very persistent porn bot at bay. And also, Nanopolymath, shout out to you, buddy. We've got None of Your Business Story Allegory. Shout out to you. He says, like the Medium and the Falconeer. Like we've always said, resources and time, right? That's really going to dictate what you can do. That's why Callisto Protocol cross gen and Dead Space next gen will probably look pretty damn similar, if I'm honest. We'll see what they end up doing there. We've also got Bone Slave in the chat. We've got a cute perspective, brother. Good to see there with that nice platinum and gold badge. Shout out to all the members, by the way. Herbie and others. If you guys haven't, hit the like button. Tell a buddy you were live. We appreciate you. We've got a couple really good topics left, actually. You want to get the super chats while you do this, Stalker?
Sure.
Yeah, Gamescom, Jeff, they're doing a stream live in August, obviously. So we will see.
We got
Tuesday, August 12th or 25th.
We got a one. Ham Solo 05 says, happy to be here. Usually doing my show at this time.
Damn, Ham
Glad
Solo.
you could be here.
Why aren't you doing your show?
He said, news is dead, he said.
He got fired. Indefinitely delayed.
Look, Fonz. Look, just because you don't like Stray doesn't mean other people don't, Fonz.
I think it looks cool when the cat runs.
I'm telling you how I feel about it, okay? I want to bite my owner when he pets me for too long, okay?
You want to fight a snake.
We want to fight a snake.
Yeah, exactly. I want to fight a cobra.
Let me fight a snake. That's all I care about. There should be a game where snakes fight. Hey, Xbox breaks a bunch of... They're doing really well, Tim Dog. It looks like Xbox had its best financial year ever. And that's in terms of revenue, landing at $16.2 billion with a B.
Yes, that's big news. I think previous high was like 14. So
damn.
Yeah, they did very well. Even though they had this particular quarter, they were down, and they predicted they were going to be down. They were down in content and services overall. 7%, some roundabout numbers. I think they did better than what they forecasted they were going to do. But overall, for the fourth quarter, they generated $16.2 billion in revenue. If you factor in Activision, which was about 8, they're right around Sony. If they do get obviously the deal passed, they're right around Sony in revenue. So it was overall a good day for them. I think they're happy with the numbers. They're probably looking for in the next couple of months, the next quarter, probably be down, but they're also.
Tim, I gave you some numbers, man. What are those little screenshot? That's what we need, Tim Dog. There was percentages in there. And also a gamer can fight snakes as a cat. Fucking porn bot. How do you keep making accounts like this? Anyway, shout out to you, porn bot. Hit the like button. Hey, Ham Solo, he said he did a show earlier, man. Check out his show. And of course, good night, Peter. Thanks for being in the chat, man. While I stall for Tim Dog.
Yes, you're stalling.
There you go.
All right, let me 1 second. I did say 16.2.
Well, again, guys, let us know if you played Call of Duty.
All right, here it is.
Fuck.
Here you go.
Okay, go ahead.
So, just shut up. Gaming revenue decreased 259 million, or 7%, driven a decrease in Xbox content and services, which I said. Xbox content and services revenue decreased 6%, driven by lower engagement hours and monetization in third-party and first-party content, offset in part by growth of Xbox game subscription, which grew. So that's very good. Xbox hardware revenue decreased 11%.
Hang on 1 second. I gotta murder this motherfucker right here. This is a prime example of just a complete idiot. How do you pronounce this name? I swear to God. Okay, so here we go. We got Skiles, however you pronounce that. Fuckface. Have you never watched? You've never watched the show, clearly. He says, "Why are you concerned about how much money they're making? Shouldn't you be more concerned about the content they're putting?" What have we been talking about for years?
Yeah, agreed. Also, another big takeaway, and I'll let you kill him in a second. Satya Nadella said this is the third straight quarter that they have outpaced next generation consoles, which is Sony in North America. So for the last 3 quarters, they basically have been beating Sony, which is very big.
Shout out to you. Yeah, he says you can come on the show. Shout out to you, buddy. Thanks for being on the chat, man. I appreciate it. Nano's got a super chat here. He says, hope the dry season ends soon. It's just giving Zalker an excuse to not use his Xbox. Savage.
What's going on?
Which one of y'all's buying car insurance?
No, that was mine. That was mine when I hit. So basically, also too, they're about if you're considering. Shout out to John Welfare. He's kind of figured out the numbers. They're at like 16.4 billion consoles sold, comparatively to Sony, which is about 20. They're only 4 billion behind Sony. So to be where they're at, and obviously the shortages have played into this, is pretty impressive. So overall, as far as content and everything, Game Pass, which has grown, Xbox is very healthy. And as we talked ad nauseum as Xbox fans and pre-show, yes, we know the content has been very dry, and this has all been without a lot of content, so that's also very noteworthy. I think Dealer has always pointed that out. And everyone in this panel, I've heard Zorka bitching for about 3 months about how Xbox has been very light on the content. But overall, painting the picture, they're in very good position. And if and when, and I know you guys don't want to hear this because we want to see what you had for me lately and produce. If these games ever happen to hit, let's see the numbers then. I think that they'll be very impressive. I think that Xbox has a real shot to take over, at least in North America, in sales.
Well, again, they sell. I remember when Xbox. I remember last time I even talked about MPDs in a video. I was like, I don't give a fuck. And Xbox won that damn MPV. It's just one of those things that we figured we would throw out there, just like when Sony do certain numbers. We've talked about their record-setting stuff as well. Yeah, I don't know. Chat, let us know what
Well,
you think.
it came out today. The news came out today, so it is very relevant, and I don't think anybody's trying to, put anybody on the shoulder and claim victory. It is relevant though.
Mhm.
They are doing very, very well, and they have had shit.
Yeah, I mean,
And
Biff
we've said
Ronaldi
that.
just nailed it on there. He said Xbox is breaking sales records with 0 exclusives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happens when they get these exclusives? Like, let's talk then. Like, are you gonna keep the same narrative up?
Trust me, I said it a million times. Once Microsoft
Rest in peace.
gets
Sorry.
those games rolling, which I think is going to be 2023, at least the end of the year, it's just going to be game after game after game. All those studios, they'll be pumping out games in succession. So one studio will have a game out, another studio will have another game out, then another batch of studios will constantly going to have games that'll be going into
Yeah.
Game Pass, games that'll be on their on the consoles, and it's going to be a glorious thing. And I think Sony kind of knows this, and it's going to be hard for Sony to compete when that happens because they just don't have the studios to compete. Now, Sony, of course, makes great games. They got God of War. They got tons of games. I'm not saying Sony makes bad games and they don't have good experiences. I'm just saying once all these games are coming out in succession, they're going to have a really hard time competing. And just the fact that they're releasing, I know we've talked about it to death today, but just the fact that they're releasing The Last of Us Part 1 for the third time lets you know what's going on over there.
Well, I just think it should be said though that not anybody on this panel. I mean, even more so, like I said, Zorker was very critical of Xbox.
I'm about to be critical. I'm about to be critical again with a circle jerk that just happened. So give me a second. I got to say that I'm happy that they're doing well. That's all good. The only thing I worry about is if they're breaking all these records without exclusives, like that person said. That's a fact. That's exactly what's happening. And that scares me because then they're not looking to sign these big IPs.
Oh, stop.
They're not looking to grab all their shit. Now, and I'm just fucking saying, like, I want their shit in development, but I want them to be competing at every high level, everything.
Like they have in the past, where if they don't have first party,
getting big IPs.
They get second party deals.
Hold
big IPs.
Hold up, Zucker. I think a lot of this is because the consumer base is actually looking fondly at Xbox, especially because not just Game Pass, but the fact that they did make some big acquisitions with Bethesda and now with Activision and Blizzard. I mean, you can't just overlook Activision and Blizzard. I mean, come on. Like,
no, I'm the last person to overlook that. Like, I'm excited for that, but like I said, I just want to see it.
Whatever. But they've got some of the biggest talent ever that they're acquiring right now. So that is why the consumers Xbox in a certain way now. Their mindset is changing. This is why they're making money with 0 exclusives. It's because they are backing the future of Xbox. They're seeing these acquisitions. They're seeing what Game Pass has to offer. It's a very high valued service. So these consumers are happy with what Xbox is.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get like the whole Game Pass thing. I get it. We've all talked about that, pretty much like what he said ad nauseum. We've talked about this, and I get it. And to me, I think a lot of people are getting Xbox consoles or joining them through the PC app and everything because of the promise they have.
The argument with you is that that does not mean that they're going to stop looking for bigger acquisitions or, getting other IP, new IP or whatever. They've got some of the biggest IP.
History has shown that they have passed on big IPs like Spider-Man.
That was a different time with Terry Myerson.
I understand, but even now, I'm just saying, like until I see them going after something like call it like a Wolverine or whatever the fuck. Like until I see something like that, I want to see that kind of competition.
Yeah, we all do. But I'm just saying you're ignoring the biggest part of what you're saying, which is at the time. Xbox One, they weren't even sure what was going to happen with the future of Xbox. That's when they were talking to those people.
Yes, and like I'm saying right now, until it changes now, I want to see that. I'm going to advocate for that.
We all want to see.
Yeah, so I don't care about what happened 4 years ago. I'm talking about now. If I don't see it now in the next couple years, then I'm still going to be critical of it.
Well, duh.
Like,
we're critical now. We haven't seen it, so of course in 4 years we'll be critical.
Obviously, we know the forecast and what they have.
That's true.
It's just about them hitting those.
Zach's a pony.
Whether it's Forza.
Pony for life.
I honestly, also, I wanted to make this point, Fonz. Another thing is, and let's call it the way it is. They got very lucky with the shortage situation because They have this Xbox Series S requires less silicon, is very consumer present.
Squirrel girl.
Is very consumer, attractive, and they got kind of lucky there too. So there's a lot of things that worked in their favor aside from the shit, the shit selection of games, AAA's that they haven't offered in all of 2022, which will go down in history as a complete failure. But 2023, if all goes right, is going to be an absolute, bananas.
Shout out to Suicide King. Says, why insult toddlers? And
Yeah,
everyone else in the chat, shout out to you.
Says nobody wants superhero games. That's not true. I mean, look at this.
I think they deserve. That's a absolute legit criticism. I mean, I saw that they just have the Black Panther game that just got
People are excited.
Why wouldn't Xbox have that? That would have been the perfect superhero game that they could have
I'm
had.
with Tucker on that. I want to see them pick stuff up like that, but I'm in no way saying this scares me because I feel like if people are going to, back into exclusives, because of the fact that they got Activision Blizzard, they're bringing on with all those IP. I'm not worried at all when it comes to new IP coming to Xbox. For me, it's just bring it to me already. I'm ready for this. I'm ready to eat. Damn it, bring it to the table. That's what I want.
Zach's right. We do want them to compete. Do they need a game like that, a Black Panther game or a superhero? No, they don't need a game like that. But should they try to compete in every way possible? Absolutely. Yeah. Why? Because we all benefit that way. Zachary, you want to cue up a few of these chats? And again, we got to give a big shout out to KY Bob's in the chat. We got Jim. We got Monkey Punch. We got also the moderators, obviously, Calypso, and so many others in the chat. Shout out to all you guys. Hit the like button if you haven't. Tell everybody that you were live. We're about to get into some other topics here. Go ahead, Zachary.
We got Nana Polymath who says, hope this dry season ends soon. It's just giving Zalker an excuse to not use his Xbox. Hey, man, just beat as Dusk Falls on my Xbox. It was beautiful. And we got Biff Rinaldi says, Xbox is breaking sales records with 0 exclusives. Yep. We got Risk It, Last of Us remake or remaster. I don't know. Do you know something we don't know? Lol. We got Ace Out Gamer. Yep. I don't give a fuck. Risk It. Hey, yeah, it did.
Hey,
we got Ace Out.
It's kind of a little bit of both. Go ahead.
I mean, yeah.
Because it does have game design, small changes in the AI and stuff.
Yeah, we got Ace Out Gamer. He says ponies have no games. They have remakes and remasters now. I mean, that's not true.
Ponies.
As a professional pony, I'm eating good over here. I haven't fucking played my PS5 all year.
Just stop.
I haven't fucking
your
used it all
PS5 is
year.
covered in mothballs and dust.
It totally is,
fucking
dude. I never
keep crawling
fucking
in my
used
PS5.
it.
Yeah, Ace Out, brother. They do have game. They've released Gran Turismo 7 this year, even though it looks like a PS3 game. They've released for Horizon Forbidden West, and they've got God of War. That's like Xbox releasing Forza, Gears, Halo. They're similar, right? They're not as big as Forza, Gears, Halo. You get what I'm saying, though? They're massive games for them, and it's actually a really good year for them because of that.
And Ghostwire and MLB The Show.
Yeah, they got some Xbox games.
Yep, exactly.
Fuck.
It's like, all right.
Yeah, we'd like to know about Ghostwire and more importantly, Deathloop as soon as possible. Xbox.
Those are not coming anytime soon. I don't think. I thought they were going to show it like at E3, just be like, hey, this is coming in September or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's not being talked about, either it needs to be just shadow drop day of, and that's how the marketing deal is with Sony, or it's 2 years away, or it's a Final Fantasy situation. I don't know.
I think it's probably they're locking games down for longer and longer. It seems with Sony.
Sony's
Because they can't, they don't have as many studios, so.
That's insane, right? Sony is locking down an Xbox game. they're locking it down, bro. Oh my God. How many? A year and a half, 2 years.
Story allegory, you're crazy. But yeah, I mean, again, shout out to the chat, guys. We are moving on to the next topic, and we want competition. It don't matter if it's the littlest, dumbest thing. Still want some competition there. We have an Xbox up. Did we cover? Maybe that was after the last show. They basically brought Discord to Xbox. You can now choose to use that on your Xbox, and kind of interesting because theoretically that means somebody could join the Discord that we have for the show and do the show from their Xbox, right?
Yeah, technically.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool because Discord's huge and goes. I don't want to spend a ton of time on this one. We're running pretty long, but the Discord's cool. It's a big platform. It helps people kind of connect across platforms. Anything that can have a Discord app can now basically join Xbox parties, and they do have some really good quality audio as well. So that's kind of cool. It's the biggest
Discord.
update for Xbox in a while, and it's a massive platform. And believe it or not, a lot of people have been asking for something like this.
Yeah, because they have 350 million users who are registered and 150 million users that are active every single month.
Xbox is like, we're going to count them as Xbox Live. Yeah.
Fuck it. At this point, like I've made a video about this, of course, and I'm so happy it's happening. I fucking love Discord. It's awesome. Connecting it with your Xbox is even better. Being able to just join in on a channel with your friends whenever, like, that's just, I don't know. Discord's where it's at, and I'm glad that they're moving towards that. It
They're not
sounds
getting
better.
rid of party chat,
a
though,
lot.
just to be clear.
No, they're not getting rid of party chat. They're just connecting it.
Have you tried it on the alpha, or you haven't done it?
No, I haven't gone down the alpha. You have to be like it's insiders only or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't want to do that.
So did they okay, so when this was announced originally with Discord, I thought it was like going to be a PlayStation thing first.
PlayStation invested money in them, and yet that's the funny thing, right? Like they invested money in them.
Much?
Like I don't know how much, like a couple, like 100 mil. I don't even know what it was, but a lot of money in them, and then yet it's coming up Xbox first.
That is hilarious. Wow.
And I think Sony needs it more. Their party chat fucking sucks.
Yeah, Sony would benefit from this massively.
Massively, and it's like for Xbox to get it like right away. I think it's awesome, man. I will use that over anything. It's Discord's the fucking best
for a lot of people that game on different consoles and stuff. So when you're, playing those co-op games and stuff, and somebody's say on a PC or whatnot, or on another console, you guys can, party up together. That's really cool.
Yeah,
Yep.
Discord's a problem, man.
Yeah, I remember it was such a big deal, and then like Sony got it announced, and then all the Xbox guys like, why are we getting it? And then they got it. I thought it was funny that Xbox got it after all said was done first. I don't know how like people were saying, oh well, I want it to be native app. I don't think that Sony's getting that, and to be honest, to use it on your phone, it's a big deal. Everyone has their phone. I have to try it myself, but
you could do so much flexibility with like Discord. Like every podcast, I mean, I don't know if not everybody, like we're using it right now for the podcast.
Yeah.
A lot of people use it for stuff, like professional people use it for podcasts. And if you look at, it has the best like audio quality out there, and the code behind it's insane. The codecs behind it's insane. And then not to mention, like you can do like cool things. Like if you're just in a party with or in a Discord channel with your friends, you could stream your game directly to your friends, and they'll just look at what you're playing, and you can just keep it there while you chat. Like I have multiple friends that like stream like a Rocket League game while I'm waiting for them so we can join the next one, and like it's just it is very high quality, run very well. There's a lot of stuff to it, and it's just fucking awesome.
So hang on, Dead Time just says something interesting. He said he believes it piggybacks off your phone. Is that the case? Maybe I missed that.
it is.
Okay.
It is. It's basically you'll get a QR code.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
You'll pass it through your phone and you'll use it. People say, "Well, I'd rather have," or I heard Sony guys saying, "I want it to be a native app," meaning that you could do it within the UI of the Xbox. But in reality, this is pretty simple.
This is step one, right?
Yeah, it's the same thing like you do when you do a provider on a streaming service. You connect your phone on the network that your Xbox is on, and then it just works through that way.
Yeah, or you just you do the same thing with Discord. If you have a new computer, you just QR code it, and that's it.
Exactly.
And it's done, and that's it. It just connects everything, and then you move on.
Yeah,
people are
QR code.
asking
It all came back to me, man. It was.
They also not that this is in addition to. I didn't see the topics, but they also cut like 3 seconds off of the boot time.
Yeah.
They can't get the DVR to work like you said,
Man.
but they can get 3 seconds off of the boot time, and it's like at this
Let me
point,
tell you, Tim, that's a little annoying. Listen, the boot time is the boot time is 5 fucking seconds. Okay, we're not clamoring for 2 extra fucking seconds or whatever, right? We're clamoring for an OS that is actually built for the system. This is all carryover. We're clamoring for a DVR that isn't meant for the Xbox Series X. That's a carryover DVR. That's why it has so many problems. It probably doesn't even know it's running on a Series X, like back compat apps don't, right?
Where am I?
There are so many issues with this stuff, and I couldn't imagine a world where I release a game console and don't give a fuck about the way the footage looks that people are showing others. I couldn't imagine it.
Not to mention when you take a screenshot. Colt was talking about this in a party. When you take a screenshot, your Xbox has a fucking seizure, and just like
the audio cuts out and everything, right?
It's just like literally the audio just goes like.
I've never seen 16 threads of Zen2 crippled so hard as to recording a clip or screenshot on Xbox Series X. It's weird, man. It's crazy. And again, you know, we would like an update on that. Even just tell us to fuck off. Even just say hi. Like, let us know you're not messing with it right now, or it's in the works. Anything at all at this point, because we were told 2 years ago you were looking into it. And that's why it's getting annoying, is because the transparency isn't there right now.
Fix it. Let it work the way it was intended. Let us have 4K 60 streaming, flawless, high bit rate, stream HDR straight to freaking YouTube, upload HDR straight to YouTube without any type of encoding that, you know, it's already done within the
we're
console.
Asking for the basics here, D-Bash. We just want the DVR and the box to work.
Fix the whole damn freaking thing. But it's unacceptable with, let me count here, almost 2 years into the generation that the DVR is still broken on.
Yeah, but we had also asked about this dealer, if you remember, and we were like, yeah, it's getting taken care of. But honestly, it's something that as all of us Xbox fans, really, it should be handled. And we've been told there was a report. I mean, I'm gonna look into it. But I remember them saying that, oh, we got this handled. We're gonna get it. It's definitely getting.
I've talked to the employees behind the scenes about it. Yeah, I mean, they were looking into it and working on it, and they know it's an issue, and it's still, and that's all I'm saying. Like, it's not a big deal if you're saying, look, we're working on some things that are going to be substantial upgrades to the DVR, which is almost impossible for it not to be at this point. And it's going to take some time. We're just asking for what we always praise you for Xbox, which is a bit of transparency on it. Don't ignore the questions you're getting on Twitter about it, which they have been doing. Just like 2K, when they couldn't fix the fucking crash problem with the Series X for over a year. 2K was crashing Series X's. Then they didn't know what the problem was. I talked to Jason Ronald about it, and they said they were working with 2K on the issue. They literally couldn't figure it out. So that's why they were ignoring the questions. And I'm just saying, Xbox, at least answer the questions, be transparent. That's always good.
Why not just reach out? Why not just reach out to AMD? AMD has some fantastic software guys over there.
You don't got to go on that. You know why?
What?
You want to know why they're not reaching out to AMD?
Why?
Because they're shit.
No, AMD's good. I have no idea. D-Batch.
It's honestly their shit.
1 second. AMD has really good recording software. Honestly, it's really good, and Microsoft should just reach out to them, get them to fix it. Like they could outsource it. It would be done within 2 freaking weeks. Like, it's unacceptable. I don't understand what's the difficulty. You're running it on AMD hardware. The hardware is proven on PC, lesser hardware to record this stuff, to stream this stuff at much higher quality than the Xbox Series X. So for me, someone who knows how it's working, it's unacceptable, man. Just reach out to AMD, get them to fix it.
Can we? There's 2 things, right? The DVR.
Well, it's one guy that codes it on X. It's their problem, right? AMD already provides them the software solution.
And you could tell it's their problem, because if you look at like some of the stuff that you see on Twitter, this is from like hardcore Xbox fans. Like, their app, including their app on the phone, like the search function sucks. Like, everything just sucks. Like the app, everything. It's like fucking A.
Let's not go into the phone app, okay? I'm just saying, Xbox, give us an update, and maybe even update the damn and next generation console dash so it's not carryover, and we actually leverage hardware acceleration when we're going and doing things through the fucking system. That would be nice, right?
When it comes to the DVR, I got an Xbox rep, a comment from one of them, and this is what he had to say about it.
Who cares about that bitch?
I'm sorry.
Listen, a lot of people do, and I know Microsoft are really analytical, and they're like, that's why they tried to remove the Twitter share for the DVR from Twitter or from the Xbox. They're like, no one's really using it because the fucking DVR doesn't work half the time. Yeah. And some people say it's a little laggy. Well, try trimming clips, or even deleting clips, or watching multiple clips in a row. Eventually, the shit freezes up and it crashes. It's just it's dumb shit. It's little, it's trivial, but it also cost me $800 in capture card cents. You know, and I did that to keep the footage representative of the product, which they should be able to do.
Yeah, there's no way in hell I'm gonna put something on YouTube that's been directly captured using the Xbox DVR. There's not a chance. I use my capture card so I can get the highest quality, so it represents what I actually see on my television. And it's unacceptable when the console is capable of doing it. Like the other day, I had to dust off my PlayStation.
Hey, Sebastian, no, that is not true. Go to Twitter. The community uses the DVR. In fact, it's one of the central pillars of the Xbox community, sharing your damn gameplay. And they made that accessible. That's why the game DVR Upload Studio was fucking huge when it first came out. They had so many clips they didn't even count on. They had billions of clips. They didn't think they would get that many. There's a reason. And the reason you don't have as many now, it's not because people don't want to use it or they won't. Your analytics are wrong. The shit just doesn't work. It's a bad app. It's not intuitive. It's not reliable.
The other day, I had to play Stray on the PlayStation, and I had to dust it off. And I was like, holy smokes. It did an update. I was like, oh my God, it's so responsive. Everything just is fluid. And the recording, the streaming, everything is on point. And come on, man. Let's get it together.
Yeah. We just want transparency, is it? Anyway, we're done bitching. Hey, guys, there is another topic here. And if you're still watching, let us know your thoughts, guys. Appreciate the support on the show. We had over 1,100 people at one point tonight. Slowest time of the year. And we just want to say thanks for spending that slow time with us. Also, shout out to Shooters for the $2 super chat. Shout out to you, buddy. And all the support from everybody in the chat, guys. Again, this is Call of Duty Vanguard with Jedi Knight Peter, Zalker, and Risky for the Biscuit. And the last topic is the Jeff Grubb leak. New Xbox game. Oh, well, it's coming to Xbox, but it's a Marvel game in development by EA, apparently. Black Panther is in development. And I know Zalker knows exactly who's making it, so I'll throw it to him.
Yeah, so we have one of the leaders for Monolith from WB. He's opening up a new studio, or opened a new studio with EA, and they apparently got contracted to make an open world Black Panther game. And a lot of people are excited for it. So I think they're hiring people for it, and it's getting, we probably are not going to hear about this game for 2 to 3 years, but it's another publisher getting a big Marvel IP, make it a game, and I'm excited for it. Like, as somebody that loves these comic book games, like, give me more and more of them, man. Like, I don't care. Like, give me as many as you got, and I'm sure it's going to be pretty damn well made, especially since, it's if for Black Panther, I'm guaranteeing you Marvel's, like, vetted EA and been like, what are you going to make with it? Facts. And so they put a lot of people behind it, because that is a massive, massive IP now. Like, it's just is what it is, and I'm fucking excited. Like, even the Wakanda expansion on the Avengers game, like, even Colt was like, that was really fun. It's about a 7-hour campaign, and he really enjoyed it. So yeah, I think this is going to be huge. It's probably, we probably won't have it released till like 2025 if the freaking leak just came out right now. But yeah, just another IP out there that, somebody could have got, aka Xbox cough. So there you go. That's the main detail.
Well, hang on. Tell us if the power of the Black Panther will be stripped away. Like, what do you think the game's going to be about?
I think it's actually Tachanka, the main, character.
Tachanka's from Mass Effect, bitch.
T'Challa. I'm T'Challa, he's, dead, and you're playing as a new Black Panther, like a completely new character. So, you kind of build that character, I guess, on your own. That's what again, these things can change over the next 2 years, 3 years, but that's it. And this is coming from Jeff Grubb, by the way. So Jeff Grubb is pretty fucking spot on. So this is probably
for
happening.
the most part. Yeah. I mean, everyone's got.
He's pretty good.
I think it's a good choice.
I was gonna talk about. I just want Jedi Fallen survive. I want the fucking Jedi Fallen Order or a sequel. That's what I want. And just reminded me, because I remember Jeff was talking about how they'd reveal that this year. So yeah, fuck you, Zucker.
All right. We got another super chat from Brisket, who's talking shit. He says, Zalker likes grown men in pajamas. I also like people in clown outfits. That's why I hang out with you.
I thought you were going to bring up the other thing. Hey, you guys got to stop going back and forth, okay?
I mean, it's just all
you're fucking with my vibe.
I like your vibe.
Kendrick Lamar. So yeah, I mean, Fonz, why don't you say something, okay?
Oh, I have been trying to say something. I get cut off every time.
What are you talking about? Normally you're in the background bulldozing. I don't want to hear that shit. What do you think about Black Panther?
Black Panther, the game, it's going to be a decent game, hopefully.
What the fuck was that? Who got their soul sucked out of their fucking ear hole? Was that D?
I don't know what the fuck that
It
was.
wasn't me. I'm good.
D,
I'm
you
good.
should be. It's Tim Dog.
I'm
Tim, you,
on mute. I'm on mute,
Oh.
motherfucker.
all right. Well,
Oh.
yeah, go ahead, Fonz.
Anyways, I hope EA doesn't screw it up. Hopefully we get a good game with it. I like Black Panther as a character and everything. Hopefully it's good, man. It's just like you said, it's a shame that this couldn't be, got as an exclusive for Xbox or whatever, because I'm personally in that camp where I think that they don't necessarily need a superhero game, but I really want a superhero game from them.
So you need it to be exclusive before you give a fuck, or what?
No. It's just with Black Panther, the game, again, every time EA's name is involved, I'm always skeptical. Jedi Knight Fallen Order was one of those games that
They make good action games, man.
that was good, and I was shocked that they didn't screw that up. In recent years, they've been more focused on multiplayer, microtransactions, and things of that nature. So, it was a surprise with Jedi Fallen Order. Hopefully, this will be the same, with Black Panther.
Yeah, hang on 1 sec. Destro, he said, Colt said, Xbox doesn't care about the DVR. No one there. The last DVR was basically programmed by one guy, and I know they're looking into it and they do care. They just, again, they had a list of higher priorities, is what I was told at the time. That was fucking 2 years ago almost. So, I don't like that Cole says that, because that puts out the kind of the perception that's the case. But, we just need an answer. That's all I'm saying.
Higher priorities are like, get that co-op and Halo working.
Yeah, with Black Panther, personally, I think it's a great choice. I think it has the potential to be as big as Spider-Man. Black Panther's a huge character, especially with the movies and everything that's going on with it. And the fact that the character is balanced, like it's not like Superman where he's like flying around. Like, how are you gonna design a world or missions around him? It could be similar to Spider-Man, to Batman, the combat style. The set pieces are pretty much going to make that game, and the action and the story. So I don't know, man. I think if they do it right, I think this could be a huge title for EA. And if they put the money behind it, I'm expecting big things. I'm excited for this. I think this is huge news, man.
Best thing about the news is the open world aspect. When I heard that because that's my favorite type of game, anyways, open world games. So I like the fact that it'll be an open world superhero game. A lot like Spider-Man. So we'll see what they do with it.
Well, we're going to get out of here, guys. We started the show a little late, but it's been about 2 hours. We went for 2 hours, and that's it's pretty impressive during these times. So thank you guys for sitting here with us for 2 hours and giving us your thoughts and making the show what it is, guys. Seriously, we do appreciate 1,100 people showed up. I thought maybe 11 people might show up. But hey, if you are here, hit the like button, tell a buddy or two about the show, maybe, and let us know your thoughts on everything. Hey, D-Batch, what have you been playing, buddy? And where can people find you?
I'm playing Stray. I'm playing the Hot Wheels DLC, and of course WWE SmackDown, or whatever, WWE 2K22. You can find me on Twitter, D_Batch, of course on YouTube at DBatch. And next week, guys, I'll talk a little bit more. There's a lot going on in the house at times, so sometimes I gotta mute myself. But I'll talk more next week, guys. Anyways, it was a great show. See you guys next week.
And I know it's an abrupt into the show, guys. Every time we end the show, there's a bunch of people in there. No, go for 3 or 4 hours. We can't do it. We can't force ourselves to do that, guys. We're gonna run until the show needs to end. And part of that ending is outros. And Fonzarelli, give us yours. What have you been playing, and where can people find you?
You can find me at Fonz Gaming here on YouTube and Twitter. And I've been playing as Dusk Falls. I beat it yesterday, and I was just blown away. The story is it's incredible. I really liked playing through that story and kind of directing my own kind of movie as it's playing on the screen, and it was really good for what it was. It was a small little indie title that really impressed me with the narrative. So it definitely sets itself up for a sequel, and I will definitely be looking forward to, or at least hoping they do make that sequel, because I haven't heard confirmation yet, but man, it was that good. It was really good.
But you can't fight snakes in it.
No.
What would you
but
give it? What would you give the game?
honestly, oh man, for an indie title like that, I would give it a solid 9.
A solid 9. I
Yeah,
mean, not just for an indie, like overall, what would you give it?
Yeah,
Not,
a
not
9.
in the indie game category.
A 9. A 9.
Okay, 9. That's pretty high. How many times you beat it?
I've only beat it once. Me and Zocker were talking about because Zocker's had a completely different experience already in certain chapters, and I'm like, wow, like mine didn't end that way in that chapter. So, yeah, we're both like talking about it, and I love games where you can really make an impact on the game based on the choice you make and stuff. And this one has that in spades, man. And you could see after you beat a chapter, it'll show you like the routes you could have went, but it doesn't unlock it to where you can see what might have happened, but you can see that there was a lot of other choices I could have made and changed things. So definitely it's worth another playthrough. I think I'm going to play it again.
My ending, it showed the ending when I beat the game. It literally said only, I think, 17% of people had my ending, which is, I was like, okay. Like, I was like, that's fucking insane. So I don't know. I'm thinking about going back and going through those other things because there are branches, like you said, at the end of the chapters that completely go off, and they're blank for me because I made another choice and I don't see those outcomes and that story beat. So yeah.
Thing is, I liked a lot of the characters in the game. Like there was characters that I actually felt for, and that I'm telling you, when a game can tug at my emotions and really suck me into a character or the what's playing out on the screen, that really is what I really can just sit there and just it makes me want to play it again. It really does. It's really, really good.
Well, apparently there's some pretty diverse endings in there, so we will. Well, I guess we'll update and see if you've played it again since. Tim Dog, what have you been playing and where can people find you, bud?
Well, I've also been playing as Dusk Falls. I finished it. I played completely on mobile, and I have to say it's completely tailored for mobile. So if you guys want to replay, just shoot it up on Xbox Game Pass app, and that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm going to play some of the. Yeah, it works well, flawless. And I got a PS5. I'm going to be hooking that up. I've just been very busy. Was in Baltimore. And Forza Horizon, I spoke to earlier, the DLC, absolutely incredible. Poor marketing, whatever you want to call it. Do yourself a favor, put that game on your HD TV and have fun, because it is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the dealer was telling me about some of the graphical effects, like the way this shines, the way the sun glows, not glares off of the car in front of you, which is supposedly a high end feature. Some of the stuff they have really.
Oh,
really
you're talking
nice
about the specular highlight
yeah,
lighting, yeah.
yeah, you were telling me the correct words for it. And just the water. It's a water slide at one point, and then you're going into volcanoes. I mean, the game is it's so impressive that you have to try it out. And like I said, please try that out. As Death Falls, I agree with Fonz. It definitely got you into the story, and I love how you can have the different outcomes. That's one of the things with the Quarry that I loved, is that you can go back to those games and you can get totally different outcomes, totally different scenes, and stuff like that. So as dry as it's been pretty fun playing these games that I probably never would have played.
Yeah. Zonker, what have you been playing and where can people find you, bud?
You guys find me on YouTube, Zalker87, Twitter, Zalker87. I've been playing as Dusk Falls, beat it. I might go through it again to get some different outcomes. I just beat the StarCraft campaign and gonna move over to the Brood War expansion. And then I've been playing a lot of Grim Dawn with my buddies on Steam. And I also just started Batman Arkham Knight again because I beat it on my old computer. And yeah, the Xbox needs to upgrade that one or whatever. They need to remaster that, whatever the hell it's called. Give us everything, because playing that shit at 900p with 30 just kills my eyes. So yeah, I'm playing through that again, and yeah, a lot of games and a lot of fun. And oh yeah, and Horizon Hot Wheels, I went through that whole expansion. I was on party chat mostly with you, Dealer and Colt, and had a really good time, and yeah, just kind of waiting for Spider-Man now to come on PC because I want to play that again. So yeah, and God of War, going to play that after Batman Arkham. So just a lot of games, man. So just a lot of fun. And as Dusk Falls is whatever, that game surprised the shit out of me. Didn't have any intention on playing it. Didn't really give a shit. I didn't like the way it looked when it was presented, and pleasantly surprised. Game Pass again strikes again with a game that I'm like, meh. And then I'd play it, and I'm like, God damn, that was good. So story, everything, like not a lot of action. It's not crazy like action or anything like that I like games to be, but it really hooked me with the story and everything that happened and my choices and the interactive. Like if you get prompted right to smash A or move and swipe, so you have like quick time events, and some people mess them up, and it gives you credit for getting them correct and doing them right. And so I guess your outcomes have different outcomes if you don't do those correctly. So again, a lot of branching narratives that can happen. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I'm actually going to try it because of you guys.
Do it.
It was really fun because I know, you're very. It depends on what games, right? Like you don't think Stray is it looks good at all because of what you saw, but you also didn't think that about Dusk Falls, and you really like Dusk Falls. And I'm like, well, Fonz is saying he really likes Dusk Falls. After trying it, I'm gonna try it. So I'm probably gonna play that in co-op. Have any of you done that? Or whatever.
No.
Multiplayer.
No. I played it by myself. I just sat there like a loser by myself and played. It was great.
I think basically you vote on the choices you make, and that's how that works with co-op.
So what if it's 50-50? The game just
flip a fucking.
It's like politics. It just gets stuck.
No, the credits roll. Game's over.
Fail.
Like you beat the game. Fuck yourself.
Oh my god.
Playing, yeah.
Hey guys, if you want to follow me on Xbox Live at ii_dealer_ii, I just replied to a bunch of people last night. I got down to 2020. I took out a lot of messages. That took a long time. So check your messages. If you sent me one, if I didn't reply, it's probably because you just said hi, and that's weird.
And if he sent you one on Telegram telling you something, don't reply.
They're like, hi. I'm like, yo. And they're like, hey. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, just check your messages. The easiest platform to get a hold of me on, because I got the least followers there. Follow me on Twitter if you want, at dealer_gaming. And, of course, here on YouTube, I've been playing Forza Hot Wheels. I've pretty much completed every single thing in that. I've also been playing a lot of Vanguard and NBA 2K22. We're doing a little bit of team up. And that's been actually a lot of fun. I haven't played that much 2K in a couple months. So we played, me and Dark Seam played a game recently with my brother, actually. And that was a lot of fun. So, again, guys, let us know what you're playing, what you're excited for. If you haven't, consider hitting the like button, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Check out my last video. And, we will see you guys in the next show.
Later, everybody.